Hey everybody, Butch Hobson here. Please join us watching the Nashua Silver Knights on Nashua ETV.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain now. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to historic Holman Stadium. We are minutes away from the Nashua Silver Knights hosting the Norwich Sea Unicorns. These two teams did battle last night down in Connecticut, and they both made the bus ride. Well, for the Silver Knights, they came home, and they're hoping for a better result than last night. It was a 6-4 loss to the Sea Unicorns. Hello, I'm John Collins along with Tom King, and we have mixed weather today. It's been a beautiful summer day at times on July 3rd, one day before the 4th. We've got the morning game tomorrow, Tom, so you and I will be sharing some TV time this evening and tomorrow morning. There you are. So the Sea Unicorns handled the Silver Knights last night 6-4 in a very cleanly played game for the Silver Knights with no errors, but their pitchers gave up a few runs early and they just weren't able to overcome it. 6-4 final. The standings right now in the Futures League have Nashua Silver Knights right in the middle. They had a pretty good start in the rough middle, and then the Worcester team just pulled away from everybody. They had yet to lose 10 games, so at 21-9, not yet in the double digits for the losers, the Worcester Bravehearts. So they are the favorite. The Silver Knights still jockeying for a playoff spot. Norwich is kind of on the outside looking in fourth place. So they'll have a tougher time maybe to make up ground, especially with some of the hitting struggles that the Sea Unicorns have had of late. We'll talk more about that as the game goes along. But it's Worcester in first place right now, 21-9. The Vermont Lake Monsters right behind them at 19-12.
And they are the two best teams in the league, bar none. I don't think that'll change the rest of the year.
Yeah, they definitely have sent a message to the rest of the league.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jackson Marshall sends a message all by himself. You know?
Every at bat.
Yeah, every time. So, I mean, it's a good year. Worcester, I believe they missed the playoffs last year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, one time, either last year or the year before. So
the Silver Knights and the New Britain Bees in a battle for third place. Silver Knights have a momentary advantage at 16-15. Same losses for New Britain. They have played one last game, 15-15.
And they'll play tomorrow morning right here at Holman Stadium.
Yeah, that's the opponent, right? They'll be here tomorrow morning.
So we get Norwich and Holman home tonight.
And you pointed out, Tom, the game tomorrow morning is 7 innings.
7 innings, 10:30
It's
start.
a $5 admission, correct?
There's a couple of ways that people are getting tickets. One is that I think the city bought up 500 tickets, and you go online and get them that way, and they're free because the city paid for them. I think that's how it was the original idea when they did it. The other thing is kids 12 and under, all free. So they get in free regardless. And every other ticket is $5. That's it.
And it's a good take to get your Independence Day off on a baseball footing. Should be nice weather tomorrow, too.
It's going to be perfect. It's going to be dry. It's going to be, the humidity is going to be less than it is now. It's going to be, I think the dew point, John, I saw some of the dew points. It's going to be in the high 40s, the dew points, not the temperature.
Oh, you're laying the dew point on me now.
Yeah, well, that's ultra dry weather.
It is, isn't it?
So you know what that means. Ball's not going to carry it, right?
Oh,
well. Better in humidity.
I thought that Chase Field in Arizona, I see some bombs hit there. I thought that the drier it is, the better the ball carries, and the heavy air and humid air not as good. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Humidity in the ball.
Yeah. I suppose, especially in dry air, you could have some winds blowing in. That could be a factor too, but we'll find out.
This is a different little bit of a lineup than we're used to now. Obviously, we talked before the game, Ernie Little, he's been out with a bad back. We may see him tomorrow morning.
The team's leading hitter at .419.
Right, and he was leading the league in hitting until he got hurt.
Right.
So now I don't think he qualifies, but I'm not sure he got bad. He's been out for almost a week.
Oh, yeah, they miss him when he's not in the lineup.
They do, but you know what? Their hitting has really improved lately, and it's amazing that they've been doing what they've been doing without their table setters, which are Little and Grabeau. Anthony Grabeau, he's also out with a bad knee. He's on Little hasn't been IL. Grabeau has been on the IL. It's another week. They say it flares up on him every once in a while. He just has to deal with it, so they're going to rest him a little bit and not push it. You know, they take into account they got days off. They got a day off on Monday. All that figures into it. So, but the Silver Knights are in third. I don't think they want to slip into that fourth spot at all this year because they don't want to be in danger of being caught by somebody from behind. So it's one of those games that's too big to play every day. And this is too. This is a team that you really should beat.
Ladies and gentlemen,
they didn't last night. They
all
lost
rise, move your hats, and direct your attention to the American flag located past the field for our national anthem.
Al St. Louis.
The anthem today is an 8-time world record holder with over 5,000 performances. Please welcome Nashua's very own Al St. Louis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hudson, that's it? The Al St. Louis anthem, and we are just about set for baseball here at historic Holman Stadium. John Collins along with Tom King and our A-team camera crew, Tim O'Neill, back from his journey to Chicago. Very interesting talk with Tim about his vacay there. We have Dylan Smith on the first base camera down by the dugout. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, manning the controls right next to me, and Dan Young back in the studio on replays. Also, welcome our Hudson and Tyngsboro viewers joining us here on the Nashua ETV telecast. We're happy to have you, our brethren in Hudson and in Tyngsboro.
Any extra towns watching us tomorrow? I mean, this will be probably the only game that's being played in the state.
Yeah, interesting though that the Red Sox put their programming up against us. I found out they're going with a morning game in Washington.
Yes, 11 a.m.
Yeah,
that's the annual Washington game. It's always a morning game.
Right. So they're kind of rivals with the Patriots Day game in Boston.
And they're the opponent. They're the opponents tomorrow for Washington.
So Tom, we're watching Justin Dressler warm up for the Silver Knights.
Yeah, Justin Dressler, I mean, what you see is what you get from him. And, you know, he throws around the plate a lot, you know, and my guess is Norwich will come out and they'll be swinging in this game.
Because Dressler doesn't walk a lot of people?
He just always seems to be around. He'll give up a walk. I mean, everybody in this league walks.
Yeah.
Walks people, but he'll be around the plate a lot. So.
Interesting.
And they've had to rework the rotation a little bit because Will Perkowski's hurt. So and they had the doubleheader on Tuesday, which they swept Westfield. Westfield is not a very good team. So it was pretty bad. Anytime that Westfield would get on or threaten, there'd be a fan in the stands here because we had a rain delay Tuesday night. We'd yell out, "Come on, it's Westfield." They're horrible.
Boy.
And
wow, just put it right out there.
And it was one of those nights, John, when there was nobody left in the park.
And everybody could hear him.
So everybody could hear him. And he yelled it out pretty loud. So
Kenny No is N-O-E. He spells it, the shortstop from Freeport, New York, and Monmouth University. Batting .240 so far on the season. Looks at a ball up and away from Justin Dressler. Grounds the second pitch foul as Will Burns goes in.
Will Burns may be the best defensive first baseman and the best defensive catcher on this team. He can play both.
Dual threat. So it's a 1-1 count now to Kenny No. 5'10", 180-pound left-handed hitter. Crowds have played pretty well. Dressler trying to work him away. Misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gavin O'Brien and Gabriel Rivera, the 2-3 hitters.
The thing with this team is Silver Knights need to jump on them early. Get out in front. Don't play from behind. Last night they were down 5-1, I think, early on. You don't want that to happen.
2-2 breaking ball had
actually.
I thought that was on the scoreboard.
It hit him.
Oh, it hit him. You're right.
Yeah, it hit him in the foot. I've seen a lot of that this year. A lot of inside pitches. If you're going to throw an inside pitch, don't throw a breaking ball inside. Throw a fastball.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was just saying how he crowds the plate, and
he has a breaking ball that goes right down into his feet.
Yeah, you can get a lot of hit by pitches in that manner, especially if you don't jump out of the way.
Sure, exactly.
So Kenny No is aboard, leadoff batter on base.
And this team has given up some stolen bases over the last week and a half. So without Burns behind the plate tonight, I would imagine that No is going to take off at some point during this at bat.
He's got a decent lead over there. Nice curveball misses the front door. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Gavin O'Brien, the 6'4", 200-pound right-handed hitter from Salisbury, Connecticut. Plays his college ball at UMass Amherst. Late on that one, and he fouls it off to the right. O'Brien hitting .250 so far on the season. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. No hint of going yet. Stealing.
Back-to-back champions, 2-time defending champions.
Yes.
Not the same team.
As opposed to the land unicorns, Tom, right?
Right, exactly.
So they did win it all before, huh?
Went twice in a row now.
Wow.
2-time defending champs.
So this is a drop-off for them in the standings.
They have a very interesting situation, though, that the league is really immersed in. I'll tell you about that later on.
That's 2 walks. I hit by pitch in a walk.
Yeah. Boy, I'll tell you.
Not what you want to do to begin the ball game.
No, not at all.
So Gabriel Rivera gets a chance to hit with first and second and nobody out. Rivera so far has struggled. He's batting .227 and has 1 extra base hit in 66 at-bats. That was a double. So not a deep threat you wouldn't think, but I don't know, everybody. That's a breaking ball beautifully thrown on the outside corner, and that's certainly not what Rivera's looking for on the 0-0 pitch.
No.
So it's strike 1.
He gets another one, he'll swing at it.
He's the 3 hitter, Tom, and in 66 at bats,
1 extra base.
1 extra base hit. Ground ball at the shortstop, chance for 2. Sebastiani to Shaheen to Burns. 6-4-3.
He's got no speed, you can tell. No speed at all.
That was a rally killer for the Unicorns, but they do get a runner to third.
You got a runner at third, and a wild pitch or whatever.
The first baseman,
Scanlon. Connor Scanlon.
Well, I count 1 run as not a rally, but, I mean, if you just keep the train moving. 2 quick big outs, though, for the Silver Knights. And here's Connor Scanlon, their best hitter.
You got to do something with it, right?
Yeah. Scanlon's average stands out on this team, Tom. It's 323.
Right, so what you've got to do is you've got to kind of work it.
Would they have been better off having the 3-hitter bunt there? Ground ball right side. Shaheen has it measured. Throws to first in plenty of time. And the runner is stranded at third. A scoreless top half of the first for Justin Dressler.
And you know why it was scoreless, John? Dressler went almost exclusively to the breaking ball.
How about that?
Because he couldn't locate the fastball, which concerns me for future innings.
And it worked. He got some uncomfortable swings and a couple of ground balls, and he gets out of it.
Right.
Double play, ground out. So we move along to the bottom of the first inning, and it will be Patrick Schrake, Nigel Sebastianelli, and Dylan Littlefield, your 1, 2, 3 hitters. John Collins along with Tom King, glad to be with you on a day. Well, we've had some in-booth meteorology being cited, but what do you think?
Pete Johnson will tell us.
He's got the radar. No?
Pete we trust.
Pete just
However,
said,
John,
Pete just gestured, I will? Okay, I will.
However, John.
He's to the radar. Yes.
Let me bring this up.
Go ahead.
Just remember I talked about it in our last morning game, remember? What did I talk about with Pete Johnson when we had our last morning?
I totally forgot.
Is the producer going to bring the donuts?
Oh, the donuts tomorrow morning?
Yeah, it's a 10:30.
Maybe. I got a maybe.
You got a maybe. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they have to be?
I don't care what they are.
You want red, white, and blue frosting
You know,
on a honey dipped, or is that just me?
I don't care. All I know is it's a 10:30 game.
And it's a 10:30 game.
Basically, for yours truly, it's going to be roll out and roll down Broad Street to get here.
That's right.
Now Patrick Schrake steps in. He's done pretty well in this leadoff spot.
Has he?
Yeah, he's done okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Ernie Little's Ernie Little, but Schrake has been a factor.
Schrake can rake. We've seen it on the Nashua TV telecast.
Yep.
The third baseman and shortstop from Colby College.
Wide gap.
Strike on the inside corner from Frank Spirito.
Wide gap in left center.
Oh boy, they're just daring him to hit it there as the
really.
center fielder kind of cheats the other way.
Daring him to hit it there, but he also has a nice area right over the third baseman's head down that line.
So many opportunities here.
Let's see what he can do.
Grounds it to short.
That's not going to get it done.
Two convenient hops to the shortstop Kenny No, and he makes easy work of it. 1 up and 1 down in the Silver Knights' first inning.
Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Nigel Sebastianelli.
10:30 game tomorrow. Then the Silver Knights hit the road for 2 days. Saturday and Sunday. And then they will be back here for games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week.
That one is, we'll be back Thursday with the
Thursday?
game. Yeah.
That's nice to know. I figured.
Thursday night.
Yep.
Hopefully weather will be okay. Nigel Sebastianelli from Towson University and Ontario, Canada. He hails from. Have we had many Canadian players on the Silver Knights?
No, not that I can remember.
He has won Defensive Player of the Year titles
Right,
prior
we talked
to this.
about that the last time we saw him.
Carves off another foul. Is it playable?
No.
It is. He catches it.
The screen?
It kind of came back.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
the spin, taking full advantage was Gabriel Rivera. He went all the way over, almost to the screen, and ended up catching it halfway through the dirt. So unfortunately for Nigel, he hits it to a part of the park that accommodates foul balls that are about 90 feet from the fair play. That is literally not fair.
Yeah.
2 outs, 3-hitter. Strike on the outside corner. Popping the mitt is Frank Spirito, the right-hander from Yukon, 6 feet, 210 pounds. No hint of a walk from him, Tom. He's going right after the Silver Knights 1, 2, 3 hitters. Out ahead of that changeup.
Way out in front of it. Pitch was down and in. Fooled him.
And so Dylan Littlefield behind in the count 0-2. Pepperell, Mass, and plays at Eastern Kentucky. Just gets a piece of that. That would have been an interesting ball or strike call. Nigel 5'9", 180 pounds, packs some punch. Trying to get on base for the Silver Knights with 2 out. We had a good look and just.
Oh, that hung hung there on a string, didn't it?
It seemed to have flashing lights that said "hit me."
Yeah, exactly, no doubt about it.
But he just couldn't hold back enough. It looked like he actually cued it.
Would John Collins, the player, have taken that the other way, or would you have pulled it?
Right center.
Right
Oh,
center.
for sure. You got to tuck the front shoulder just a beat.
Yep.
And then whammo. Hopefully, you know.
You must go nuts when you see pitches like that.
Man.
You're sitting up here. Are you still playing?
I am.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, a couple of teams.
When's the junket?
The junket?
Yeah.
Oh, the junket is in October.
October. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't miss too many football games.
Oh, you'll miss the time.
There's strike three called. Yeah. Can't take that one. And it's a strikeout first to the game. And the Silver Knights go down in order. 1, 2, 3 as we move along to the top of the second inning.
All right, John Collins, down I go.
All right, Tom.
A couple innings of photos. Hopefully, the Silver Knights will get on base. I can get some back.
Yeah, we'll miss you until you get back. Tom, hurry back. John Collins along with Tom King on a Thursday night, July 3 of 2025. We touched on it, but 10:30 a.m. baseball tomorrow on the 4th before, well, the Spartans take over and the city takes over with their, of course, hugely popular fireworks display annually on the 4th of July tomorrow night. The weather looks fit and fine for it. But we'll have baseball first in the morning on Nashua ETV. If you want to come to the game, it's $5 to get in, and it's a 7-inning contest. The city has arranged for a lot of people to get free tickets, which is a great thing. Hopefully they fill up the stands tomorrow morning. There were some indications that we might see rain at some point in the course of this evening before the sun may even return at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll find out if all that comes true or not as we watch Justin Dressler take his warm-up tosses for the Silver Knights before the start of the second inning. Due up for Norwich will be Ryan Strand of Goffstown, Will Burns from Reading, Mass, and let's see, second baseman. No, excuse me, I'm going to the other card. Sorry, Alec Warden of Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania. A lot of these players for Norwich are from the New Jersey area and Pennsylvania. That way as they're drawing from the south of New England. So it is Alec Warden from Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, Penn State University ball player, 6 feet, 180 pounds. DH duty tonight. He's batting .250 on the season. He looks at ball one from Justin Dressler. Fists that off the handle. It hits the pitcher's glove, and an underhand toss nicely done by Will Shaheen. That was the play. Didn't have even time to go overhand and make a more difficult handle for Will Burns at first base, so he just shoveled it underhand, and it worked. 1 up and 1 down as Dressler manages to jam Alec Warden for the first out. 2 straight outs by way of a ground ball to second now. Dressler actually got a glove on that. That didn't hurt in the end as Shaheen was able to charge it. I'm not sure if that would have went into center field. Probably not. Wasn't hit very hard at all. Anthony Tirado, the center fielder for Norwich, batting for the first time in the game. In the 6th spot in the order. Ahead in the count, 2-0. He's batting just .197 on the season, 12 for 61. And he breaks his bat. Ground ball to the shortstop. Sebastianelli makes easy work of that. 2 up, 2 ground balls, and 2 down in the second for the Norwich Sea Unicorns. Here's Joey Arachi. He is from Ocean City, New Jersey. Joey Arache plays ball at Rutgers. Actually, he's headed there as a freshman. 5'9", 155 pounds. He is hitless so far through 3 games, so he's still looking for his first hit, and he probably won't get it there. Sebastianelli is the wrong place to hit that. 1 up, 1 pitch, 1 down in the for the 7-hitter, Joey Arache, who is the 3rd out of the inning. So ground ball practice for the Silver Knights in the middle of the infield, and they make all the plays. 1, 2, 3 go the Sea Unicorns, and we move along quickly to the bottom of the second with no score yet in the game. Now the Silver Knights will be sending up Ryan Strand, Will Burns, and Will Shaheen in their second inning. It is July 3rd, and I want to say happy birthday to Greg Vaughn. He's 60 years old today, and a lot of our viewers who maybe weren't born in the 1900s like yours truly don't even know who Greg Vaughn is, but he was a prolific home run hitter in Major League Baseball for 15 seasons. He ended up with 355 home runs. He is the cousin of the Red Sox Mo Vaughn, who hit 328 home runs in 12 seasons. So the Vaughn cousins put up some serious home run numbers between the two of them, almost 700 homers. But Greg Vaughn is always a memory for me. He's turning 60 years old today. I attended a game. He was 35 years old. He was in the tail end of his career. It was the 3rd game in the existence of the third home game in the existence of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, they were called at the time. And a very interesting thing happened in one of Greg Vaughn's at-bats, which I'll be talking about as the game goes along. But brought back a lot of memories when I saw that it was his 60th birthday today. So Ryan Strand. First pitch swinging, rips a base hit to left field. Didn't waste any time. The Silver Knights right fielder rips our first hit of the night, and it was with authority. You could hear that one probably out on Amherst Street if you were outside the ballpark. 1 up, 1 pitch, and 1 on. And see if Strand gets busy on the bases after recording the first hit of the game. That's a strike on the upper outer to Will Burns, the Silver Knights first baseman, batting for the first time tonight. University of Maine catcher and first baseman from Reading, Mass. Fouls off the 0-1 pitch, so he's quickly behind in the count, 0-2. Both pitchers tossing shutout so far, but that one must have been down because the catcher froze it for quite a bit. Aiden Baglino wanted that call for his pitcher Spirito, but it must have been just inches below the zone because it was right over the middle of the plate, a changeup. Here's the 1-2. That one's well off the plate inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Will Burns. Silver Knights trying to string some hits together as Strand singled on the first pitch that he saw to start the inning. There goes Strand. It's fouled off the end of the bat, though. That ball looked like it was right. That pitch was right on the outside corner and probably would have been called a strike. So Strand was forced into action despite what looked like a huge jump for Ryan Strand. Burns was forced into action to foul it off. We'll do the 2-2 again as Spirito checks in on Strand after that attempted steal. Trying to maybe shave some time off of his jump or tame it down. That's a really good lead for Strand. He goes again, and again it's fouled off by Will Burns. So getting his sprints in is Ryan Strand. Somebody must have made a play to our left as they get the ball back. To the field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and it's fouled to the left. This time, Strand learned his lesson. He wasn't running that time. 3 straight fouls on 2-2 pitches by Will Burns. Burns hitting .235 on the season. He does have 3 doubles and a triple. Again, a throw over there. There's no limit on how many Futures League pitchers can throw over there, unlike the major leagues. It's instances like this when you wish there were a limit, or there was a limit. High curveball misses, and diving in, it's a close play, but Strand dives in ahead of the tag, and it's a stolen base for Ryan Strand. Good throw from Aiden Baglino, but just a tad late, and it probably was due to the pitch. It was a slow curveball that missed high. It was a great choice to go on that pitch by Ryan Strand, who's now in scoring position with nobody out. The 3-2 to Burns. Low, he draws a walk. So after throwing about 6 strikes to Will Burns, he fouls off a bunch and he draws the walk. So Spirito facing a jam. Base hit and a walk, first and second, nobody out. And here is Will Shaheen from Duke University. Will batting .211 so far this season. Does have 8 hits in 38 at-bats. Still looking for his first double. Right now he was just trying the sacrifice, but doesn't get it down. And it's 0-1. Looked like a decent pitch to bunt over the outer third of the plate. And the runners retreat to their bases. Ryan Strand, the lead runner, and Will Burns back to first. Very high to right, and it's a chance to tag up. No, he's not gonna, because it doesn't really get you. Well, that was a great throw from the Gavin O'Brien, the right fielder. Must know that he had that kind of hose, because, you know, Strand, who just demonstrated how well he runs, didn't even think about tagging up and going to third base. He respected the arm of O'Brien out there in right field for Norwich just that much, and O'Brien did throw a seed back to the infield. So Shaheen flies out to the opposite field. 1 out, still runners on first and second. And here's Jack Kidwell, the DH for the Silver Knights tonight, out of Sacred Heart University. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Great pitch, good location with some tail on it, 2-seam tail from Frank Spirito. Kidwell waiting the 0-1, swings through it, and it's 0-2 quickly on the Silver Knights DH. Jack is hitting .172 so far this season through 11 games. Trying to make some contact here in 0-2, and he cannot. Strikes out. And again, great location on that pitch by Spirito. He really painted on 0-2. It just was not a waste pitch at all. It was an out pitch. So there are now 2 down. Silver Knights put 2 on with nobody out, and they got a fly out and a strikeout. And so James Benestad, the Silver Knights catcher, forced to hit with 2 out. Scoreless game so far, bottom of the second. No Ernie Little again tonight, team's leading hitter with the back issue. Swinging through that one, strike one, Benestad. Batting .179 so far in the season through 28 games. 10 games. He is 5 for 28. No extra base hits. Right now would be a great time to get his first one. Somehow that missed high. Again, Baglino framed it an extra beat to kind of show the umpire that I thought that was a strike without even needing to say anything. James Benestad plays his ball at Endicott College. The 1-1 pitch on the way from Frank Spirito. Breaking ball and way out in front was Benestad. So it's 1-2, and after putting the first 2 runners on base with a base hit, solid base hit at that by Ryan Strand, and a walk to Burns, Spirito 1 pitch away from getting out of this unscathed. Breaking ball, strike 3, front door, beautiful pitch, froze Benestad, and it is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Spirito. This one caught looking. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, we'll take a break. You're watching Nashua ETV telecast of Norwich at the Silver Knights.
It's now time for Rockstar Ring Toss, sponsored by School of Rock Nashua. I'm here with one of our fans. He's going to try to throw these hula hoops onto that guitar. Oh, and he's got one. Make that 2. One more hoop. And we have our winner, and you're winning a free lesson at School of Rock Nashua. Thanks again to School of Rock Nashua. Go Knights!
Between Cher and James Dean is fine for me. So how you gonna do it? I'm gonna trade this life for fortune and fame. I'd even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars in the VIP with the movie stars. Every good gold digger's gonna wind up there. Every playboy bunny with the bleached blonde hair. And well, hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be great like Elvis without the tassels. Hire 8 bodyguards that love to beat up. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free. I have the quesadilla. I'm gonna dress my with the latest fashion. Get a front.
Leading off for the Sea Unicorns in the top of the 3rd inning.
Justin Dressler has faced just over the minimum number of batters through the first 2 innings. Benefiting from a double play back in the first after he hit a batter and walked a batter to put the first 2 hitters for Norwich on. Since then, it's been 5 groundouts in a row. Double play, ground out, 2 groundouts to second, 2 groundouts to short. And here we are with the 8th batter in the order for Norwich, Aiden Baglino, the catcher. Grounds it over the mound to his right. Shaheen with a nice strong throw off bounce. And they say he came off the base. Jeff Kleiner, the umpire, was right on top of it, and so not able to hold the bag was Burns, and that's got to be an interesting call. Is that the first hit for 0 for 24? Aiden Baglino was 0 for 24, and that is the reason for that cheer, only because the first baseman didn't keep his foot connected with the bag. So that was interesting. The team was fully aware of Baglino's 0 for streak. Through 9 games, he had not gotten a hit until that infield hit right there. And that was a close call, literally, by the first base umpire. So the first batter is aboard for Norwich after an 0 for 24 start to the season for Baglino from Dumont, New Jersey. Now, I can't find it. Yeah, he was 0 for 24 before that. People are wondering why the huge cheer from the it was the official scorer apparently went with that. Maybe they could take it away. They could call it error. Say, hey, get a real hit, right? I think they should. They should? That was a tough play. That was a tough play. You know. You know, that would be so cruel, wouldn't it? Put it up on the board, put the 1 under the E column. That would be, you would be public enemy number 1 in Norwich if you put the 1 up under the E column right now. That's great. They did wait. The team waited a second to see if there would be an E go up, and it didn't. So there was the huge cheer for Aiden Baglino, who's now at second base after the wild pitch in scoring position. When you go 0 for 24, you don't score any runs either. So let's see if he usually could get on by an error. There's a ground ball. Shaheen handles this one. It was right at him. Justin Dressler is a ground ball pitcher tonight. Since the walk to the second hitter, he has induced 7 straight ground balls. 1 was an infield hit. Shaheen has had 3 assists on ground balls, second base, and 3 for Sebastiani as well at shortstop, because he started that double play back in the first inning, and they got 2 of the outs in the second. So runner at third base is Baglino. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball, and a sharp one there from Justin Dressler. Froze the hitter. It's 0-2 to Kenny No. Kenny was hit by a pitch. His back foot slider, literally his first time up. The 0-2 pitch. That one's up and away. Extra velocity on that one from Dressler. Key point in the game, we're scoreless. Hits have been tough to come by, runs even tougher, and now with a runner at third base and 1 out, chance for a sac fly. That might have hit him again. It did. It hit him again. Another breaking ball, and it's deja vu all over first inning again. And a moment of levity between pitcher and batter as they recognize the feet. The feet of the feet. F-E-A-T. Hitting Kenny No's F-E-E-T. So that phrase, no can do. No can do on base. Fisted to right, that's a base hit. And it's going to score the game's first run. No was off with the crack. He read it well, and he goes corner to corner. An RBI for Gavin O'Brien. First pitch swinging inside outs one to right field. Just dumped it into the open area. Nobody was going to get that one. And scoring his first run probably of the season to go with his first hit was Aiden Baglino. It's 1-0 Norwich here in the third inning. That was only the second hit of the game for Norwich and the first one that made it into the outfield. Now it's Gabriel Rivera who jackknifes back from a pitch inside, or that would have been the third hit batsman of the game for Dressler. Now, there is another hitless player in the lineup. That's Irachi. He is the 7-hitter who grounded out to short in the second inning. He's going to come up and he's going to get another huge cheer from his Norwich teammates if he manages to get his first hit in 4 games so far. Very conservative lead over at first base by O'Brien. A strike on the upper inner, and questioning the call was Rivera, who thought it was high or inside. Take your pick. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Brooklyn, New York native, Gabe Rivera. Jumps back out of the way. Not that anybody has any arguments in Brooklyn, New York, ever. It's such a peaceful community. Brooklyn, New York. Yes. And he gets all kinds of tied up on the 3-1. That would have been a free pass to first base, I think, had he chosen not to swing at it. But it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rivera, who's batting .227 on the season. Big boy, 6'3", 205, plays ball at Rutgers, and he takes his base. That was an easy take on the 3-2 for Rivera. And it is bases loaded now for Norwich with 1 out. A great opportunity for their team's best hitter, Connor Scanlon. So Norwich couldn't draw up the possibilities any better. They got their .323 hitter, by far the best average on the team, Connor Scanlon, awaiting to pitch to Justin Dressler after the mound visit. Scanlon, 6 feet, 200 pounds, Fairfield University ball player. He's from Holmes, Pennsylvania, Holmes. Quick conversation with the third base coach. Looked like something along the lines of get your pitch, relax, do your thing, and meanwhile the mound visit for Silver Knights could be more of the same. Do your thing, Justin, which is induce yet another ground ball and double play maybe, which could get the Silver Knights out of the inning. That was just off the plate. Good looking pitch. And Justin actually questioned the umpire whether that was considered down because he thought he clipped the corner and that it was not outside. I think he called it outside. 1 ball and no strikes. That one's way outside. Struggling with the release point on his fastball in a lot of these is Dressler. Connor Scanlon in the driver's seat here. 2 balls and no strikes, looking for a pitch to drive to expand on Norwich's 1-0 lead. The pitch. That's low, and it's gone to 3-0. And this is a situation where you don't want to pass the baton if you can help it. Even though a walk would be a run, there's a .250 hitter on deck. And there's a drop-off in averages after Scanlon's. He wants a chance to swing. He takes a strike, though. 3-0, he took it. It was kind of on the inside corner, not a cookie. It was a great location for a 3-0 pitch. So if he did have the green light, he passed on it. So we'll do the 3-1 now to Connor Scanlon. Chance to break the game open a bit. Strike 2. Interesting that he didn't take a whack at that. Another good location. He worked on the far inside corner and then on the far outside corner. Scanlon looking for that cookie down the middle apparently. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases full for the Sea Unicorns. Hard hit ground ball to shortstop. Tough hop comes up on his chest. They get the 1, but not the 2. That was a tough hop on Sebastiani, who's as good as they get at short, but not able to handle that smoothly as he would have needed to get an inning-ending double play. So, Sea Unicorns do get their second run. The fielder's choice does yield an RBI for Connor Scanlon, who's at first base. Gabriel Rivera was out at second. They'll check in on Scanlon over there, diving back in safely. So Kenny No scored. Gavin O'Brien is at third. And Alec Warden grounded out to second his first time up. I think pitch jammed him a little bit, if I remember, and he steps back from a ball inside. So again, Dressler struggling with his control a little bit. It's 2-0. Norwich with a chance to add to their 2-0 lead with 2 outs in the third. That one's down. 3 balls and no strikes. There's been a few 3-0 counts so far in this game. Silver Knights do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen under slightly threatening skies at Holman. Dressler checks the runner over his shoulder and swinging through that. That been a changeup on 3-1, or else it was just a get me over fastball. And Alec Warden with the green light missed it on 3-0. It was out in front of it a bit. That's ball 4, and they're loaded again. Alec Warden takes his base.
Now batting the center fielder, number 7, Anthony Tirado.
Anthony Tirado grounded out to short. His first time up. Left-handed hitter from Cheshire, Connecticut. Plays ball for UMass Amherst. He's batting 197 on the season. Might have dipped a little bit, actually. He's 12 for 62 now. 12 for 61 coming in. So he's yet to get hot for Norwich. And on deck is the other batter that started this game hitless. Multiple game 0-for. That's Joey Irachi, who was 0 for 9 at the start of this one. He's now 0 for 10. So he wants to do what Baglino did, which was break an 0 for 24 with his infield hit. Hard hit to right, and that's going to elude the dive of right fielder Ryan Strand. It's going to be at least a triple. 2 runs are in. It's a big hit for a guy who had no extra base hits. Tirado, or maybe a 1 double. He gets his first triple of the season, and it is a 5-0 Sea Unicorns lead. I was looking at some of the batting averages before the game, and I kind of jinxed the Silver Knights, I think. I was saying how they might have an easier time defensively with this Unicorn lineup because of the low batting averages. Well, a lot of those low batting average guys have shown up here in the third inning. And it's a 5-0 lead with 2 outs in the third as Dressler will come out. One of his more forgettable starts, I think he would tell you. And we'll get a look at the Silver Knights relief pitcher here at Holman. Silver Knights will have a big hole to climb out of, spotting the Sea Unicorns 5 runs and hopefully not 6. They have a runner at third base still with 2 out. So new pitcher into the game for Nashua. And practicing from the stretch because he's going to have to throw from the stretch here in a moment. You have a number of the guy on the mound, Tim? 30? 30-something. It's an old TV show. 30. So it is Kevin Rourke from UMass Lowell and Londonderry, New Hampshire. 6'1", 195. Kevin takes over here in the third inning. I don't know if it's going to be long relief for him or not, but certainly the job is to try not to allow any more runs and any greater of a hole to climb out of than what the Silver Knights already find themselves in the third inning. Rourke has pitched 11 innings full so far this season. He's got a 5.72 ERA, having allowed 7 earned runs in those 11 innings. He has 3 strikeouts. Not a strikeout pitcher, you would think, with those kind of numbers. But if he can induce an out here without allowing a 2-out run batted in, he'd be doing his job, of course. So here's Arache, who has been hitless so far in the season. His teammates are on the edge of their seats for this at-bat against Kevin Rourke. Takes a strike on the outside corner. They already had one guy get off the schneid. That was Baglino, and now it is up to Arache with 2 outs from Ocean City, New Jersey, entering his freshman year at Rutgers University. Looking at the 0-1 from Rourke. That's a nice bender over the middle of the plate, but again, froze the hitter. And it's 0-2. Norwich batted around in this inning. Arache made the last out in the 2nd inning, and now he's batting as the 9th man up here in the 3rd. 5-0. Norwich leads it, man on third base. That bender misses outside. Good waste pitch on 0-2. No hint of going after that one from Arache. Tom King back with us. Tom King back with us. And Tom, you heard that big cheer that went up for Aiden Baglino's infield hit?
Yes. I was going to ask somebody what it was.
He was 0 for 24 through 9 games.
Whoa, that'll do it. And you know
and
what?
they waited to see if the official scorer called it an error.
Well, you know what, John? I thought it was an error. He was 3 steps away from the bag when the throw was made.
Yeah, so he just kind of rushed the throw?
Well, it was an off-balance throw.
Oh, it's a broken bat. This could be a first hit of the year for – no, Arache gets robbed. His teammates were on the edge of their seats for that one, too. He's 0 for 9. 0 for 10 right now.
And I thought that Burns had the bag. I thought he had held the bag.
I did, too, and it's our old friend Jeff Kleiner that was on top of the play.
Yeah, he said no.
So there was several ways that over streak could have continued.
But there was no one near the bag running when Burns caught the ball.
Yeah,
it should have been an out. First of all, it should have been an out.
Right. Oh, I see what you mean.
Line. It should have been an out one way or the other.
So in other words, he could have caught it standing up and then just stepped over.
No,
and
it pulled him off the bag.
But what you're saying is he could have caught the ball off the bag and then beat the runner to the bag?
Well, he
like
had
a step, take a step?
He had a grip on the bag. Just keep the glove to the side of the bag, right?
Yeah, I thought it was makeable. You're right. I mean,
there's no doubt about it. The play should have been made by both players. And then Sebastianelli gets a ground ball right to him. He doesn't have to move.
I know. You know what? I think that hit one of the cleat marks and came up on his chest.
I don't care where it came up,
know.
John. You got to make the play. They don't do it. I've seen this team for a week.
Strike 3.
They miss every defensive play that they should make. All little things. There's no errors on the board, but you get a double play, you're out of it with 1 run instead of you're down 5-0.
5-0. No, you're absolutely right about it. You got to make it.
This is the baseball they've been playing.
Yeah. It's too bad. I mean, that as a shortstop, that's a play where you have to keep your glove down. The last hop, which was pretty close to him, came up to his chest. The play that you had to make, which is not easier said than done, is you got to immediately trap the ball against your chest with your bare hand.
You got to make the play
and get it to second with one motion.
One way or another, you got to make the play. And
that hop caused a bobble.
No, it wasn't a hop, John. I watched him. The ball hit him right in the glove. What happened was...
it was a hop, Tom.
What happened, John, was he was ready to throw the ball to second before he got it.
I promise you it was a hop.
No, I'm telling you. I watched him play. It was a tailor-made double play, and he screwed it up. It wasn't a bad hop.
Maybe Dan Young has the replay of it.
Maybe he does.
Because that's one thing.
Tailor-made.
It was tailor-made at the beginning.
No, all the way. Tailor-made.
Ask him after the game. Ask Sebastianelli. Hey, my partner said that ball came up on you.
And what do you
think
he's going to say, John? What do you think he's going to say? Oh, yeah, it was a terrible hop.
Hey, those Canadian guys are honest.
Yeah?
Come on.
No way. Play that's got to be made.
I agree with you. It's got to be made, but,
it was right to him. He stood still. It was right in his glove. I watched the ball hit the heel of his glove and bounce off it, and he couldn't get it out of his glove.
All right.
It's just a bad play.
9 batters come to the plate.
Oh, awful. Just awful. That's just an awful inning. That inning
Justin
typifies
Dressler's most forgettable start, probably.
Well, the word on Dressler, from what I was told, is, as I was coming up here, is this is his 3rd start. Hasn't pitched well in any of his starts. Pitches great in relief. So that's the word on Dressler right now. So they may make a change with that.
Right.
That they've got to find somebody. They had Scott Longo pitch the other night. He was auditioning as a starter, but the problem was he pitched 2 good innings, and then the rain came and he didn't come back out. So.
So that one's in the dirt. 2 hit batsmen for Kenny No at the top didn't help either at the top of the order.
No, I mean, it's just exactly. You know, I mean, he's just a horrible.
No can do.
And the 2nd inning looked so good. He pitched, 5 pitches? And got out of there?
Yeah.
5 pitches.
Big cut, and he fouls it off of the catcher, Baglino. Takes a moment. 1-2 is the count on Cole Patterson from American International College.
But you're down 5-0.
Yeah, big hole.
With a big hole, but also this is a team you should beat. They've lost to them last night 6-4. And they're going to lose 2 in a row to this team?
Yeah.
That's not good. It's a team
ground
behind
ball
you in the standings.
On a hop to shortstop.
See, that's a good
Kenny
hop.
No, yeah. That's room
right.
service.
Right.
So Patterson grounds out to shortstop Kenny No, and 1 up, 1 down in the Silver Knights' 3rd inning. Kind of went sideways when they didn't get Baglino at first base when he got that infield hit.
No, Dressel let it get to him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he let it get to him.
Yeah, he had induced about 9 ground balls in a row at that point.
Exactly.
One of them was to turn into a double play. The one we just talked, Tom and I just talked about, wasn't turned into a double play, and that also was huge in that inning and led to 5 runs. So back to the top of the order. Patrick Schrake grounded out to the shortstop Kenny No, his first time up.
Meanwhile,
line drive base hit.
That's how Schrake has been hitting.
Solid opposite field single.
Meanwhile, we had a governor in the house when Girton was playing baseball, and today we have a United States Senator in the house.
Do we?
Yep, Jean Shaheen is here.
So she is obviously.
That's her grandson.
To see Will Shaheen, their grandson.
That's her grandson. Her daughter's here with her.
Oh, terrific.
Yep. In fact, they walked right in front of
Do we know where she's seated?
Well, I know where she was sitting before because they moved. They said it was bad luck where they were.
Well, they certainly saw the grandson getting a lot of action at second base.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he got like 5 ground balls already.
Yep.
We'll see if he gets any more as the game goes along. Will fly out to right his first time up.
So batting. They moved. She wanted me to go ahead, and I said, no, Senator, you go right ahead. And I followed the crew all the way here.
Yeah. What better place to spend the Independence Day weekend than at the Ball Yard in Nashua watching your grandson?
Well, I'll spend part of the 4th, but that's about it, John. I can use I can use a few
you
days
could
away
for
from
sure.
home.
You're here all the time. Sebastianelli swings over the top of that one. It's 1-1, and he just gets out of the way. Almost got nicked. Great pitch to go on for Schrake. He's at second.
Yep, and he took off, and ball goes right by and bounces back.
So
now what?
That is a
one
stolen
thing
base,
I've never
right?
seen. I've never seen a wild pitch bounce back to the catcher and throw somebody out at second. We've seen him get the play at first. I mean, at home. But
Chris Hall is in the on camera right now as one of the VIPs that are here.
We're giving Chris Hall way.
I know, right?
Way too much.
One of the cameras went to him, though.
Yeah, way too much credit. That's
dissertation right now. Somebody.
Yeah.
Way too much credit.
Yeah.
Well.
He's an NIP to me, not an important person.
Oh, is he talking? No, that's not on camera right now, is it? Oh, it was. Okay, I got distracted by. I guess it's I'm looking in the director's studio, and I'm thinking that's on TV, but Sebastianelli strikes out.
I believe his son, I haven't seen the roster yet. I haven't seen him play either, but I believe his son's on the team. And I was wondering where he's been. So if not, it's his nephew. I think there's a couple of family members that are on the team for him. Former FCBL commissioner, former National Pride general manager, who was here last Friday night for the big Pride event. Night to remember, that's for sure.
High fastball, and Dylan Littlefield swings through it, strike one.
You got to answer, and they're not. Sebastianelli, his bad inning continues with the strikeout.
Fouls it off to the left. Littlefield, 260 on the season.
This does not strike me as one of their better offensive lineups.
Uh-huh.
But you've got to be, and one of the reasons for that is maybe because you've got the morning game tomorrow.
A lot of games.
Yep.
The 0-2 pitch is on the way. Hits it hard to center, but it's going to be routine as Tirado gauged it well and backed up a few steps.
Too bad, on the nose.
But out number 3, so after Shrake got on base and into scoring position, he gets stranded out there, and the Silver Knights still staring up at a 5-0 deficit as we move along to the top of the 4th inning. So, Tom, I was mentioning that today's baseball birthday of note, I think, is Greg Vaughn is 60 years old today.
I feel old, don't you?
Yes.
That is old.
Greg Vaughn is the cousin of Mo Vaughn.
Right, but Greg Vaughn he played with the Brewers for a long time.
He played a bunch of teams, right?
Yeah, he was with the Brewers. I know one of them.
And he ended up on the Devil Rays because I saw him play in a game I will never forget it. It was only like the 2nd or 3rd game in existence at Tropicana Field in 2000, April 12, 2000. White Sox versus Devil Rays. They had 50,000 people in the first Tropicana game, like 30,000 in the second one, and all of a sudden it was 14,000 on the night that I was there in game 3, right? So, big drop-off. Jose Canseco was on that team.
On that Tampa team?
On that Tampa team.
Yep.
Greg Vaughn was on the team. Yep. And there was a good pitcher for the White Sox named James Baldwin.
Yeah, James Baldwin. I remember him. Yep.
So Greg Vaughn, I was sitting behind the visiting teams on deck circle. I bought a cheap ticket and moved down because you could.
Oh, yeah. I did that in Colorado.
So Greg Vaughn lined about a 110-mile-an-hour shot off of James Baldwin's chest. He hit it so hard he couldn't get his glove up in time, even though Baldwin had a good finish as a right-handed pitcher. He came into a fielding position, but he got hit in the chest, and he went down like a stone. And everybody gasped, and, there was very few people there, and they were quiet. But they ended up, the trainers went out there, and they actually ripped his shirt open to check the impact.
You're afraid of the same thing that happened to the Buffalo Bills safety.
He was only down for 3 minutes. I looked back at the game recap, but it felt like 10, 15 minutes.
They wanted to make sure it didn't stop his heart.
Yeah, and he came out of that game. Greg Vaughn literally knocked him out of the game.
Yeah, literally with a shot.
Yeah. But I have something else that happened in that game that was very, very memorable for me. 2 things, actually, I'll talk about as the game goes along. Here we go to the top of the 4th inning, and the Sea Unicorns, who don't score a lot of runs every game, I would imagine. Or 5 in an inning. 5 in an inning, I should say.
That's the problem. That's why you shouldn't be losing to them.
So Aiden Baglino, who led off the last inning with that infield hit, gets a chance to do it again. As he faces, is this still Rourke? Number 30? Yeah, it is. So Rourke is ahead in the count, 0-2 on Aiden Baglino, who's 0 for 24 before he got an infield single that Tom thought maybe should have been an E.
Son of the Nashua police chief.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of famous kids on these teams.
Right.
Got a senator's grandson, a commissioner's son, I believe, if he's on the roster, and then police chief's son.
He must come to a lot of games. I would. 1-2.
Yeah.
Lofted to center, long run, and it's going to be in there for a base hit. out of the reach of Sebastiani, who got a decent
he's got
jump.
long arms, too.
That was pretty far out there, but it's another hit. He's 2 for 2 after going 0 for 24.
Yep, how about that, huh?
Not good for the Silver Knights that Baglino found his hitting touch in this game.
Well, a little bloop that just evades the shortstop, and then a ball that could have been made and out easily.
So Jack Byrne is the batter. He's a 091 hitter in the 9th spot in the order for.
And he grounded out to second his first.
Yeah, and they could use that maybe double play ball right here. They did turn one in the game, but as Tom pointed out, there was a crucial miss on a inning-ending double play they could have had in the 5-run inning.
It held it to 1 run, and instead you're down 5.
Yeah. And then it just was a parade across the plate.
Well, bases loaded walk. Well, not really a parade. A bases loaded walk, and then a bases clearing triple. Diving attempt.
Which I believe was the first extra base hit of the year for Anthony Tirado.
Yeah.
He had been 12 for 61 before that with singles. So 0-2 now on Byrne as Rourke looks for the put-away pitch. Fouled off to the left. Stays alive. Come on out to the ball yard tomorrow morning to start up your Independence Day. 10:30 a.m. start between the Bees.
Oh, I know who Chris
New
Hall's
Britain
been.
Bees.
I know who Chris Hall's been having the conversation with. It's with the owner, John Creedon.
Well, that's right. It is John Creedon. Yeah, I pointed out the wrong person in that 2-shot then, for sure. He's the guy that's been feeding you.
Yes, he has.
So a strikeout of the 9-hitter. Rourke gets that in the book, and then he goes back to the top of the order. Kenny No, who's going to be trying for the 3-peat on the hit by pitches. Strike on the inside corner. You notice how close, and he doesn't flinch when the ball comes inside. He is a candidate to get hit a lot. 0-1. That was a great pitch by Rourke.
Yeah, he got hit. He's gotten hit twice.
Yeah, he has.
Right? Yeah.
That's a tough pitch to get to from where he's standing, the inside corner. Backdoor curve misses just outside. 1-1. I got to see the rookie Jack Morris pitch in that same game.
So that was that game. That's what else was big in that game. Yeah.
He came in and struck out Frank Thomas. And
so in your mind, was Jack Morris a Hall of Fame pitcher?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was the rookie, Tom, the guy that got played in by.
Oh, not
that Jack Morris definitely, but was it the same name, Morris?
I don't know.
Dennis Quaid played him in the movie.
I don't know.
The lefty or the.
Well, Morris is a righty, so.
Oh, Morris, the rookie was a righty.
Veteran is a righty. The Hall of Fame pitcher is a right-hander. I thought you were saying that was when you first saw.
Was it
Jack
Jim Morris?
I don't know, John.
Okay. Well, it was the guy that played the rookie that they did the movie about.
Yeah. See, I didn't.
And he was throwing 100, and he was like far and away the best pitcher in the game for the Devil Rays. You didn't see it?
No.
You didn't go see it. Unbelievable.
He's throwing 100. Was he throwing strikes?
Yes.
Wow.
1, 2, 3 inning. And people were like, "Why'd they take him out?"
This is in foul ground.
That is a fair ball. It lands fair.
Look at it. 3 fielders look at it.
And Kenny knows aboard with one of the luckiest hits.
Well, it wasn't luck. It was bad defense. Someone's got to make that play again. You got to make it. 3 guys are sitting there looking at it. The left fielder pulled up. He pulled up on it because he thought the third baseman was going to catch it. Make the play. You get a collision, you collide.
Ooh, okay.
Make the play. Make the play.
Make the play. You know, the thing to do is just to call for it and go for it.
Yeah.
Even if you can't make it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, just call off the other people and go for it.
Call off everybody.
You don't want the collision, really. You don't need to have one. Nobody's getting there anyway.
But you stop, and what's happened? First and second.
First and second, 1 out. Yeah, it was Jim Morris. So, yeah, he was just lighting up the radar gun.
When you said Jack Morris, it automatically.
Yeah, I blew that.
Automatically clicked with me, the Hall of Fame. That's why I thought it was so special. I forget how long Jack Morris has pitched.
I don't know if he was still pitching in 2000. He probably was.
In 2000?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Morris, definitely.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. We're old, John, but we're not
I
that
know.
old.
So the other thing that happened that was interesting in that game was a sky-high pop-up, almost hit the top of the Tropicana Dome by Fred McGriff that came in my row.
Well, there have been balls that have, caromed off.
Long fly ball. This is a fair ball, I believe, and it is a almost catch. He drops it, and the runners were a little confused. They're going to wave the lead runner home. The throw to the plate's going to get him. No. Safe.
No.
The runners were confused. They thought that maybe it was caught by Ryan Strand.
Right,
but
because you can't tell from that area. So
yes.
Strand makes the play, but
he hit him in the glove. He put himself right there, and it came out of his glove.
I'll tell you what I've seen again here on that play, right? Throw to the plate, bouncer to the catcher. The catcher doesn't handle it.
No, it didn't.
It's the third time or fourth time I think I've seen that. And a lot of
we've had 3 on TV.
A lot of it has been Benestat.
Yeah.
Catch the ball.
Shaheen made a nice throw to the plate, and
Got
he had him by about,
you got the cutoff, man.
15 feet?
Yes, you've got to catch the ball. Again, on the little things, John.
Right field and the catcher, Tom. They got to catch the ball.
They're just
and
not
in left
doing it.
field. No, it's undeniable what you're saying.
Not doing it.
Yeah. And a hard hit grounder at short to second for 1 to first in time.
There's the play, right?
6-4-3. There it is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But a little late as it is now a 6-0 lead. Could have been worse. It's a timely double play there. How about that long opposite field blast?
You know, those 2 balls, they're slicing off the bat, and you're looking at them, you're saying, oh, they look like they're going to go foul, and they don't. They hang up there.
Yeah.
You know, now
Stayed
that's
in
a tough play to make because you've got that bullpen fence right there.
And they did call it a hit, even though it's such a long run.
That's a hit. I mean, because that's a tough play because the bullpen fence.
Everything.
Everything just.
The wall was coming into play.
Everything. You know, that's the thing. But that play out there, that's got to be made. That's like you got 3
left field.
Left field. You got to make that. Left fielder's got to just come.
It was up there a while.
Hanging up there.
Yeah.
Come right in and make the play.
So Norwich sending a lot of batters to the plate in the 3rd and 4th innings, and they have a 6-0 lead to show for it with 6 hits.
Man.
And they're going to go to a lefty.
So we'll see with the change in pitchers what that does for the Silver Knights.
Yeah, we're going to go to the roster for the Sea Unicorns. It's going to be number 12. And that's Cam Thomas, Keene State College left-hander, resident of Ellington, Connecticut, pitches for Keene State, and he is into the game in the 4th inning. So a good start for Frank Spirito. He put up zeros through his 3 innings of work. Despite putting some base runners aboard, came out unscathed, and it is a reliever into the game for Norwich.
And he won't get the win.
No, right?
No.
1 inning short, yeah.
No.
So, Tom, that Fred McGriff high foul ball that came into my row at Tropicana, so there's a guy I've been talking to off and on during the game. He was sitting like 3 seats to my right.
Yep.
And it's coming down, and I've played a lot, you know. I got bare hands. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to try to catch this because it's probably moving, they say physics, right, as fast as it went up.
Yep.
So coming down maybe at, I don't know, maybe 90, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he tries to catch it, and it rips his wedding ring off of his left finger and cuts him. His wedding ring went flying. He had to scrounge around and find it, and the ball went down 3 rows, and these kids got it. Kids were sitting in the first row. And I felt bad for the guy, you know. And then we had to look for the ring, and it actually rolled.
Find it?
Yeah, it rolled 2 rows down in behind one of the seats in like the 2nd row. And it was like, that's why you don't try to catch those high pop-ups.
Yeah, no, I don't want to catch that.
Yeah, but Fred McGriff did it. The crime dog.
Yep. It's a day at the ballpark with John Collins.
Yeah, and Maglio Ordonez hit a home run to right center. That was very impressive.
Now, what were you doing?
Long way. Well, I was on vacation with my wife.
Oh, there you go.
And she stayed back in the hotel because she was far along with our second child.
Oh,
and
yes.
I said, "Do you mind if I go down to Tropicana?" And we were staying at Clearwater Beach.
Here's the difference in the game right here, John Collins. That ball
would have been fair if a Norwich guy hit it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I went because it was a very memorable game for a lot of reasons. But it was an injurious game for the Baldwin and the fan next to me. Chest shot and a cut finger.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah. What?
I'm going to get myself in so much trouble. So your poor wife.
Oh, yeah. She needed extra sleep, when you were that
she
time.
Needed extra sleep. Okay.
Yeah, back in the hotel.
I thought we were talking about like something's close.
Well, also my daughter was there, who was probably she was 4 years old at the time.
Oh, that doesn't help.
The second one's on the way.
Right. So
we were at the beach all day.
So your
all
poor
day
wife,
did the dad thing.
So your poor wife is pregnant, not feeling great.
Right.
Has your 4-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
John Collins.
Wait. She was feeling fine. What do you mean?
Takes off.
Sticking in there, not feeling great.
Takes off to the ballpark.
It's 7 o'clock at night.
I love it.
Winding down from a Long Beach day.
Gotta go. Honey, I'll see you later. Gotta go.
I wish I saved the ticket. It was before digital tickets, I think.
That's just it. No one can have a ticket for a souvenir anymore. I don't like that at all.
I don't either. Yeah. I always look with longing at the Red Sox home plate area where they have those. They kept the old ticket booths up.
Yeah.
That's how old we are. Tom and I went through those booths when they were functional.
When the turnstiles.
Turnstiles and people sitting behind like, what can I get you for a ticket?
Yeah, well, I used to. I lived at Northeastern.
Oh yeah.
So I could walk down and just walk up to the booth or go into the box office and just grab a single and walk right in.
Perfect.
But the strategy was even better than that. You wait till game time.
Rip to right. Will Burns has a hit. On the 3-1 pitch, he jumped all over it.
You wait till game time, and somebody's got an extra ticket out in front of you on the street. And and they sell it to you below market value.
A lot of times,
yeah. You know what I mean? So
I know. That's the version now. You go to app and you get below face value sometimes, but they used to do it in person.
No more.
They put that in Fever Pitch, too. Drew Barrymore's character bought a ticket from a guy out on the street, like a physical ticket, and he charged her like double or triple.
Scalped it.
And he scalped it. And he made her buy 2. He's like, I can't break him up. She's by herself. It was like classic Boston moment.
She bought 2.
Yeah, I got to sell 2. I can't break him up.
Oh, that's funny. It's a good line in the movie.
Yeah. My favorite line in that movie is when Jimmy Fallon gets his new batch of tickets, the hard tickets, and it's on a giant, sheets.
Yeah.
And they're trying to divvy them up, and he smells them. He sniffs them. He goes, it smells like the year. And it was. It was the year. Funny looking back at it. It's a bad subject for Tom, though. I'll change it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see, I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen the movie?
No,
you haven't seen Fever Pitch either?
I heard you were in it, and I didn't.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not watching
so you haven't seen.
Yeah.
What was the other one you haven't seen? The Rookie?
Yep.
And, oh, boy. Ground ball to short. Kenny No with a nice play, and he did hold the bag.
That time he did. Oh,
that's
play at second,
Norwich
John. He's going to be out.
Double play. 6-3-4. A pickoff. And the Silver Knights making all kinds of errors.
And Nick Garino is going to ask for some
defensively.
kind of an appeal at first base.
Yeah, but you know what? No rinsed and replay. What are you going to do?
Jeff Kleiner's coming over.
How about the second baseman?
Well, Mark Garino, I want to know, why is my guy out and their guy safe?
Oh, maybe that was the discussion. Yeah. That could be the discussion. Yeah.
He's not really too, vociferous. But here you go. They take themselves out of what could be a decent inning. They can't get the call at first, and then they get thrown out at second.
Ouch. So it was a closer game last night in Connecticut. It was 6-4 final.
Well, it was 6-4, but Norwich jumped out to.
You told me it was a cleanly played game, like no errors.
Well, no errors for one error for Norwich, none for the Knights. But
wow.
But do you see any errors on
Norwich?
No.
No.
All right, now take a look at the scoreboard. There's no errors. Can you tell me Nationals?
That's misleading, huh?
Can you tell me Nationals played a clean game defensively?
No.
Exactly.
Not at all. They would tell you that.
Yep.
So we move to the top of the 5th inning.
Sure, Garino will tell me that way after the game. It's a tough one too, though, because you've got to be. They've got to come back the next morning. So I'll be interested to hear what he says to them after this game, if this score holds up.
Going to eavesdrop a little bit?
No, I'll ask him.
Oh.
He'll tell me.
Yeah.
Nick Carino is very good He's a very good post-game interview. He is very candid.
Oh,
He will tell you this. This isn't right. This is right. This is not going well. This is not going well. That is going well. That's going well. We're doing this. We're doing that. He will go through things. After the not the doubleheader, but after the loss on Sunday, 13-9, they came back. They were down, pretty similar, 6-1, and they rallied. They got winning 6-4. Probably should have tied the game, but they made a couple of mistakes. And he spent a while, he talked to them. So I said, what did you tell him? There's a base hit up the middle.
Yeah, off the end of the bat, Connor Scanlon has a leadoff single for Norwich.
I asked him, I said, what did you tell him? And he said, if you play like this, when you go back to school, you're going to have a tough time getting on the field. That's what he told him.
Yeah.
He says, you play like this when you go back for fall ball and things like that, you're going to fall down the depth chart. You're not going to get back on the field.
It's a wake-up call.
Yep. They went, and they took 2 from,
Ripped
right
to the third baseman off the glove of Shrake.
Unbelievable. They cannot make a good defensive play.
Usually a pretty sure-handed fielder over there, Patrick Shrake.
That's a hard ball right to his glove.
That is the first error recorded.
First error of this game.
Yeah. Warden rocked that pitch, and too hot to handle for Shrake. Gets charged with the error. First and second, nobody out to lead off here in the 5th inning.
Unbelievable, John.
It is. It's one of those games that just seems to be contagious, both in the field and on the bases. That's a strike on the outside corner. Anthony Tirado hit that triple his last time up. Cranked it past the dive of Ryan Strand in right field. And plated 2 runs. 2 runs batted in. Rourke checks the runner at second twice and comes to the plate. Strike 2. Painting the outside corner on Tirado. I think he hooked a breaking ball in that triple that he hit. Oh, and 2 pitch on the way. Froze him just off the plate inside. It was a good job of working the outside and the inside to keep the hitter off balance by Rourke. Looking for the out pitch here. Would be the first out of the inning. And the 1-2.
Ooh.
Missed outside.
Looked like he could have framed that in.
And a little bit of an extra hold on the ball.
That would have fooled me. I would have called it a strike.
2-2. To Anthony Tirado from Cheshire, Connecticut. Fouls it off to the left. Tirado plays his ball at UMass Amherst.
So the other thing Garino told me after talking to them for a while after the doubleheader, where they still made a lot of mistakes, even though they won both games, he said that batting practice is going to take a little different tone. They're going to have batting and fielding at the same time.
Oh.
They're going to start hitting some grounders and things like that. So I don't know if that's been happening or not. when they've had time to start that. I mean, you go on the road, it depends on what time you get there and everything else. So
Scanlon looked like he wanted to take advantage of the big lead that he's been getting and take off, but he mistimed the pitch. Dancing around out there. Ground ball foul. Left side. So Shrake, who plays, I think, exclusively shortstop up at Colby, he got victimized at third.
He's played 3 infield positions, I think, with these guys. I think he's played third, second, and short. Don't know how much short, but
finding out a little bit how much faster the ball gets there as a third baseman sometimes. The 3-2 pitch again to Tirado.
Still, that's the biggest thing with that change, right? That's got to be.
Yeah, reaction
and
time.
A walk.
Bases loaded.
Yep.
Silver Knights do have
and
bullpen activity.
And nobody out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is not their night.
Not ideal.
Not a good night for them.
Well, here's the suspenseful thing of the game right now is Joey Arache 0 for 11 to begin his season, looking for his first hit. His teammates gave a huge cheer to Aiden Baglino, the catcher who's on deck, when he broke his 0 for 24 streak. And Arache takes strike one. He struck out looking his last time up. He's headed to Rutgers as a freshman in the fall. There's a few Rutgers players on this Norwich Sea Unicorns team.
What do you think life would be like as a college kid right now?
Right now?
All the modern technology and everything that we didn't have when we were in school.
Yeah, it must be really tough to focus, concentrate on your major. I mean, so many distractions. Breaking ball misses way outside.
I mean, we didn't touch computers at all when we were in college. Did you? I don't remember.
The Bear,
I don't remember.
It was 1984, 85. The Bear, edge of the computer revolution. That one could be trouble. Down the right field line, and a catch is made. Slip and fall.
Slips.
And throw to second is, the Verb tagged up from first, second, and third. So they all advance.
I think he still might have tagged up at third because he's on the run.
I think it would have been no way to throw him out. I mean,
exactly.
Although, maybe a fantastic throw in the air. Don't bounce it.
Right.
But
so
that's a sac fly.
He was in fair territory, right?
He was.
So see, that's the
a
play.
Step in fair territory.
And it was too close. So you've got to go for the catch.
Fisted,
but
and it is caught. Yep. 2 outs. That was Aiden Baglino.
So,
who had been 2 for 2 before that.
But if that was a clear foul ball, you let it drop.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless you think you can throw him out.
Number 15, Jack
and
Byrne.
that means that Bastianelli's going to have to catch the ball, and I don't trust that.
So that was a big out with bases loaded 1 out. Now it's bases loaded 2 out for the 9-hitter Jack Byrne.
Yep.
Who was at 0-91 coming into the game and is 0 for 2 so far tonight.
So Arache doesn't get a hit. He gets an RBI. That should be caught.
High to left. Dylan Littlefield has a beat on it. Out number 3. But Sea Unicorns do add to their lead. They're up 7-0 as we move along to the bottom of the 5th. Looking ahead in the Silver Knights schedule, Tom already mentioned this, but they will be hitting the road after tomorrow morning's game to go to Vermont on Saturday and then New Britain on Sunday before Monday off, and then back home for the 3-game set. Norwich will be back here on Wednesday, July 8th. Westfield, the game that's Tuesday, July 8th, excuse me, and then Westfield will be here on Wednesday, July 9, and then the game that we shall do, the Vermont Lake Monsters will be here on Thursday, July 10.
So this is an interesting year for Norwich, because I was saying before, there's a concern the league has, and I don't know. I haven't checked. I need to check to see if it's been settled or not. The city of Norwich is, having budget problems, or had been having budget problems. One of the things they were considering doing, they were going to put it to a vote, and they postponed it so they could get work on the city budget first. One of the things they want to do, or considering doing, is selling Dodd Stadium.
Ooh.
And the land that it's on.
Where the Sea Unicorns play.
Yes, and the land that it's on. So, in other words, you sell the land with the stadium on it.
Yeah.
So whoever buys it, it's got the stadium. What do they do with it? They tear it down and turn it into condos, offices, whatever. But if you're the city of Norwich, think about what that gives you. That gives you not only the money from the sale, but that gives you the tax income from the property owner.
Uh-huh.
It's a double
solution.
Double solution.
Nice.
Well, yeah, it's nice for the city, but what about the team?
Oh.
Who was in the final year of their lease?
Oh, right.
So, that's an interesting situation there that bears watching. And this has been a city that's had minor league baseball for a long time.
Yeah, the people definitely would miss it.
An affiliated minor league baseball, and then the FCBL went in there when the minor leagues were contracted.
Jack Kidwell with leadoff duty in the 5th inning. The Silver Knights still looking for their first run of the game.
But the question is, would they miss it? Their attendance is, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not stellar. So
I'm seeing here that Dodd Stadium costs the
cost them a lot. They lose money on the deal.
Yeah, Norwich pays a team rent every year of $22,000.
Yeah, $20,000, something like that, right?
And they say utilities alone cost around $100,000.
Right.
While the Sea Unicorns contribute the first $50,000, and half of costs above that, the city still bears a significant financial burden. So yeah, that's the drama there in
that's the drama.
Norwich, Connecticut.
Yep.
If you build it, they will come, but who's going to pay for it?
Well,
that's the rest of the line.
Well, it's an old stadium. It's been there a while.
Did you see that movie?
I hated it.
Okay. Field of Dreams.
You've got to with that movie, you've got to buy the fantasy.
Yeah. And you deal in reality every day.
Yeah, exactly. I deal with reality. I never bought the fantasy.
Right. Top of the admin building over there. Strike 2 on James Benestad.
What was the movie Costner was in where he was a minor league catcher?
Oh, Bull Durham.
Yeah, Bull Durham.
Yeah.
That was my favorite baseball
Okay.
movie. That was good. I saw that. Because that's the minor leagues. That's the minor leagues.
That's the minor leagues, yeah.
We witnessed it here, watching the National Pride play.
Cole Patterson grounded out to short, first time, and batting with 2 out and nobody on here in the 5th inning. In a game that has just been a struggle for the Silver Knights, down 7-0, looking for that first run. 7 hits for Norwich, 3 hits for the Silver Knights. An exaggerated crouch for Patterson. Looks at ball 2. 2-0 is the count. So the Sea Unicorns had an affiliation with Major League Baseball till 2020 , right? Is that what you were
they
talking
weren't
about?
called the Sea Unicorns.
Yeah, they're called something else.
Norwich Navigators.
Navigators, yeah.
Mike Welch from Nashua played there.
Oh.
Yep, Double-A. It was Double-A. It's probably, I think it may have gone down to the New York Penn League. I'm not sure if it hit the New York Penn League or not. It went down to Single-A. I'm not sure but at one point it was a Double-A affiliate, and Mike Welch played there.
Interesting.
Yep. Former Nashua pitcher who went to Southern Maine. became a Nashua police officer. No.
Hard hit ground ball to the third baseman. Gabriel Rivera makes a nice play. Handles it smoothly. That's the third out. 1, 2, 3 go the Silver Knights in the fifth as we move along to the sixth inning here at Holman on the eve of the 4th, July 2025. We'll be at the ball yard tomorrow morning bright and early.
Bright and early is right.
Yeah, there was really no sun tonight poking through it all, but I think we'll have some sun tomorrow.
I think we will. The one thing we don't have right now is rain, which I thought we might have.
Yeah.
We got a new pitcher. It looks like Nolan Medeiros.
Number 15.
I'm looking at it, and I don't even see the number.
Nolan Medeiros, 6'4", 215.
All I needed to do is look at the windup. I know that's Nolan Medeiros. That's bad. I've been around too long.
You can pick out a player by the physical profile.
He's a former national pitcher.
Oh, that's right.
Pitcher in high school.
Of course. He's seems to have grown since then. 6'4", 215.
Kids tend to do that at that age, John.
Yeah.
It does happen.
It does happen. Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Now we're just shrinking. Kids running the bases. Oh, cleaning the bases.
No, cleaning.
Child labor.
That's
right.
the dental ad. There was one night where you couldn't. Tuesday night, I was hoping they would do it because you couldn't see second base.
Yeah.
And they went out there and they cleaned it. They didn't do such a great job, but it still looked like it was covered with dirt. But still, this is a good promo. I like it. They had some good promotions here. It'd be fun tomorrow when there's more kids. There's kids here tonight, but it'd be fun tomorrow when there's kids in the ballpark and a big crowd, which I assume we'll have. I think tomorrow's crowd it'll gradually grow. The problem is how many of these people will know when they come into the ballpark that it's only 7 innings. That's the thing.
Oh, that's right too.
Yeah.
They'll probably be surprised. Seventh inning will come up fast, and
that's why I think you have to make a couple of announcements during the game.
Yeah.
Attention fans, because of the July 4th activities that take place after today's game is only a 7-inning game.
So any postscript on the game we did, turn back the clock night with the Silver Knights?
I talked to Butch Hobson on the phone later on because he already left the ballpark, and by the time the game ended, he was tired because of the knee, and he was touched. And I think one of the things that really touched him and surprised him was the induction into the Holman Legends Hall of Fame. And tomorrow night, there'll be 2 more inductees to follow him, and that will be Stevie and Ricky Pawlowski, sons of the late Dick Pawlowski.
Oh, yeah.
Played for Girton, and Ricky played in the late 70s, and Stevie played, got out, I believe, right before I got here, or he was a baseball player his senior year. I think I got here in the spring of his senior year. I saw him play football when I was covering it. Pinkerton and the Londonderry playing Girton for the Derry-Nears. So.
Kenny No batting. We've yet to get him out tonight. He's had a couple of hit-by pitches and a single. And
guess who was back in uniform on Sunday?
Who?
Chris English.
Oh, right. We did
Vermont.
That. Oh, again. Not more.
I said, guess who was back in uniform on Sunday?
Yeah.
Chris English from Vermont.
Did he get a hit?
It's the team he owns. He didn't. He was toying with the idea.
Oh.
If it became a real like a 12-2 blowout or something like that.
Yeah.
But it never. Nashua hung in there so he never got to get an at bat. But he was in uniform in the dugout.
Interesting.
Michael Atkins was here, the team attorney. He could not be here for the night. The former Pride attorney. He could not be here for the big night. Why? He was in Pittsburgh watching the Pirates sweep the Mets.
Oh. Ground ball to the shortstop.
See all this useless information I have, John?
And the Silver Knights turn another 6-4-3 double play, their third of the night. Imagine that. You turn 3 6-4-3 double plays.
But the one you really
needed. Yep. That hurts, huh?
It does.
This night has not been a friendly night for the Silver Knights.
No. Only 3 hits as well. They're not helping themselves offensively.
No. Hey, by the way, Gabriel Rivera hit into 2 of those 6-4-3 double plays, and he will not be able to do that now because there's nobody on base. Gabriel Rivera came into the game hitting .227. And he fouls it
right below me.
Right underneath you, yep.
I thought it was headed my way, and I
just lost steam.
I leaned over to the left.
And not to catch it, ladies and gentlemen. That's to get out of the way.
Oh, you're right. I'm not catching it.
No need.
I'm not breaking a finger having to go on work with comp and all
You're already going into the Holman Hall of Fame Legends.
Huh?
You're already going into the Legends book.
When is that? Do you know what happened to me this week?
Ground ball to second.
I'll tell you. I will tell you.
Tell me. Shaheen,
and I'm not
makes
doing
the
this
play.
to embarrass you. I got a call on Tuesday, and I didn't answer it because I was on the phone with someone else.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It was a too important conversation. I couldn't break it off. And the caller was Tony Johnson. You know who
Tony Johnson, former Bishop Girton football coach.
Right, exactly. Who is in the Legends? He was inducted, I believe, last year. He was inducted last year.
Yeah.
So he called to congratulate me that I had been inducted into the Holman Legends Hall of Fame.
He did?
Yes.
That's a coincidence.
And right, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you know something I don't know? Because I haven't been inducted.
Was he pulling your leg?
No. People had told him that.
Wow, I'm going to keep that rumor going.
Don't, you know.
Maybe I told him that.
Because I'll tell you, Ed Leachus had emailed me.
Oh.
Now, he had emailed me.
Yeah.
About the Pawlowskis going to the Hall of Fame. And he said, here's the class. 3 people are being inducted. And I said, here they are. And he said, well, really, here are 2 of them.
Oh.
Call me and I'll explain why I don't have the 3rd in this email. I'm going, no, Ed, please. I want the July 4th off. I don't want to come back here after the game to do it. You know, and please don't do it. Don't do it. And then he told me it was Butch. And I was like, phew.
That's really fun. Yeah.
So.
That's great.
But it's not me. I'm not being inducted, John. I will be relaxing somewhere, anywhere, but not working.
But you have your Tom King Memorial booth where you work out of.
Right here.
Right there.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing memorial about it. It just says Tom King Media Room, that's all. When I leave, it'll be.
I always say that. He's like.
Yeah. When I leave, that door is coming down.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not dead yet, John. Don't make anything memorial about me.
And
right?
when you are, you'll be in the Legends Hall of Fame. Pete Rose.
Not up to me.
People have to miss you first, Tom.
That's
true.
Right, exactly.
There will be never another Tom King in Nashua. That's just the way business is these days.
Well, when I first got to New Hampshire, I got a lot of calls for Tom King, the Manchester police chief.
Oh.
I lived in Derry, so I was in the phone book.
Yeah.
Yep. And they all thought I was the police chief.
Ground ball to second. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Scooping it up as Joey Arachi makes the play. 1 up and 1 down as Patrick Shrake is retired in the Silver Knights' 6th inning. I got some trivia for you, Tom. July 3rd, 1913.
Yeah, I don't think I was around then. People say that I was. They'll say that I was. Yes, Christian Arcand down at WEI. He'll tell you I was alive in 1913.
Walter Johnson, he probably would. Walter Johnson pitched a complete game, no surprise. Very high fly ball in the infield. Pop-up, actually, to Rachi. And Sebastianelli is out. 2 outs. So in 1913, July 3rd, Walter Johnson pitched a complete game win, 1-0 over the Red Sox. The Red Sox lost to the Washington Senators.
Oh, okay.
1-0.
Where was it?
It was.
Was it in Washington? Was it in D.C.?
I don't know. I think it was in Washington,
the reason I ask is they're going to be in D.C. tomorrow.
Well, did it go back to 1913, their tradition of hosting games? It probably did.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll look that up later, but the thing
that was the third, it wasn't the fourth. So it was the third, not the fourth.
Ray Collins was the loser, went the distance for the Red Sox.
Don't tell me it's
No, I'm not going to claim that.
All right.
But it set the major league record for the most hits given up in a complete game shutout without giving up a run by Walter Johnson. How many hits do you think Walter Johnson gave up in his 1-0 shutout to set the major league record?
So is the major league record for a 1-0 shutout or for a shutout period? What is it?
A shutout period.
A shutout period?
Yeah.
1-0. I'll say 18.
Ooh, not bad. 15 hits.
There we go. I
and
was gonna
somehow
say 15 originally, and I changed
you were?
my mind.
Yeah. Somehow he escaped giving up a run. I would like to know how he did that. There's a lead. There's a 2-out walk to
I'll tell you how
Dylan
he did
Littlefield.
it. I'll tell you how he did it. A, he probably didn't walk anybody. Okay, so that's one. B, he didn't allow 3 consecutive hits. Probably not.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how.
And he probably just struck people out every time it came to crunch time.
And C, he got a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
And some double plays.
And double plays, right?
So that's. I mean, that to me. I have to take a look at a box score from that game. I'm sure it's available online.
Yeah, right. July 3rd, 1913, right? Red Sox Senators.
Yep. July 3rd, not the 4th, though.
Yeah, but Ray Collins took the tough loss, starting a long line of Collins family sore losers.
That's right. You are.
Like, still talking about it today.
Yes,
he never stopped talking about
it.
Was that Big Train his nickname? Walter Johnson, Big Train?
Yeah.
Because he used to throw such a heavy ball.
That scuffle you had was in Puerto Rico. Right?
That's right, yeah.
Exactly.
That was in a win, though. I was in a good mood until whatever. So Ryan Strand trying to maybe come up with some kind of a big hit to give the fans a thrill here and get a run on the board. Silver Knights trailing 7-0 in the 6th. Good block by Norwich catcher Baglino. He's had himself quite a night, going from 0-24 to 2 for 3. And scoring his first run of the season as well. And an outburst from the Norwich Sea Unicorns. 2-2, and it's fouled at the plate.
So if you're Garino,
yeah,
you're managing this team. You just get him together and say, look, you guys know what you did. Bad night. We can't have any more of these, but just try to forget about it because we got a quick turnaround tomorrow. Come tomorrow and show the fans what you got. How would you do it? Is that what you would tell them, or would you tell them, look, you did this, that? Would you go through it? What do you think?
I don't know where to begin. I mean, it's a daunting task. And when you said, the first line you said, all right, you guys, you know what you did. I mean, I was thinking, can you write it down? Because it's a long list. I kind of forgot everything I did wrong in that game. But usually when I played, I remembered every mistake, like really.
Right.
Right,
but
more than if I had 2 hits, I'd remember the mistake.
But this is the manager talking to his team.
Yeah.
In other words,
what are you going to say?
What puts them in the best frame of mind for tomorrow morning's game? Because I'll tell you right now, as I said to Cam Cook, tomorrow morning's game is almost a must-win game. Because, A, you've got to stop the losing streak. You don't want to lose 3. I told you before the game, they don't want to go on any more than 2-game losing streaks. All right? That's 1. 2, you don't want to lose to the Britons, because they're right up there in that mix of 4, 5, of 4, 3, 4, 5. So we have a substitution somewhere. The umpire pointed. It's still Medeiros, I believe, on the mound, looking at the.
Yeah, maybe a pinch hitter.
No,
it's the pitcher.
No,
pitcher is still.
Pitcher.
Yeah.
Still Medeiros.
One of the fielders.
Defensive changing.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You can check with
Schrake's at second. That's one change. Yeah.
So Schrake's at second. So we got a new third baseman.
Third baseman.
And I can't tell the numbers because the numbers are red. Anything on black is
Red
really
on black.
tough. Red on black is not good.
Only thing worse than this is when the hockey teams do it.
Right.
They're moving a lot faster and hard to see. So to the top of the 7th we go. And
so does that mean Shaheen is out of the game, or has he moved to shortstop? Who's the shortstop?
That's
still looks like Sebastianelli to me.
Yeah. Oh no, Shrake is at short. Shrake is at short.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that's Shaheen at
second. So Sebastianelli's out of the game, and they put a third baseman in.
Unless Sebastianelli moved to third.
Oh, right.
Can't tell. What's the number right
12.
there? 12.
Yeah. So that's Joseph Zork.
Oh, that's Zork. That's Joe Zork.
Princeton.
Okay. Good hitter.
From Sterling,
Good
Virginia.
hitter. That's why I said this is not the best.
Very high to right and going back and back and making the catch near the warning track was Strand.
Yeah.
Had a long way to go for that.
Had trouble with that ball. Did carry. You know why? Because I think the wind is blowing out that way.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Oh, definitely is. Yeah. It got caught up in the jet stream up there. And
exactly.
Nearly made it.
Because the ball should not be carrying like that.
That was a pretty big charge into that one, but it's one out, one loud out in the Norwich 7th. Alec Warden. Pretty good night. Walk in a single, ground out, contributing to the 7-0 lead that the Sea Unicorns enjoy.
Been a good night for a lot of Sea Unicorns, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Even if they haven't gotten a hit, they've gotten a sacrifice fly, all that stuff.
Both these teams took the same bus trip, right, Tom, from Dodd Stadium here?
Nashua leaves. I mean, they don't stay overnight. Nashua left right after the game last night.
Oh, so these guys came in the morning? Yeah. Of course, yeah. Makes sense.
They probably left around noon. You don't have to leave in the morning for a 6 o'clock game.
You got to take extra batting practice for 12 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're batting 091 or 0, or it's like,
no.
We're going to take 6 hours of batting.
The only time that Nashua has stayed overnight has been, they've done it twice now, 2 trips to Vermont. If they have back-to-back games in Vermont, they're staying over. That's not a trip you drive back and then get right out of the bus and go. What?
Fisted in the air, foul territory. Long run, great effort by Benestad, but just not able to get there.
Could Burns have gotten there?
You would think the first baseman should have been closer.
Should have been closer and made the play.
But I don't know if he was playing
he backed
right-handed
off because he saw the
right-hander away from the line.
He saw the catcher making the play.
Yeah, maybe. So 3-2 count.
What Nick Garino noticed was there is one bad overnight trip, and they go to Vermont on a Saturday night, and then they've got to drive back from Vermont and have a day game at New Britain on a Sunday.
Oh.
That's a tough one.
That's Warden's second walk of the game that he has drawn. He's been on base 3 out of 4 times.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 7, Anthony Tirado.
Yeah, I'm looking at Silver Knights were 2 nights in Vermont twice, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Vermont is here for just the 1 game on Thursday that we're doing.
Right, and they'll be somewhere the night before. I don't think they'll be home. I don't know. Usually they come here after they've gone somewhere else. So my question
It's weird not seeing the Brockton Rocks.
So, no. No, it's weird not seeing them?
I mean, like, over the past seasons, it was like they were here all the time. It felt like we did their games.
Well, they don't exist.
I know.
In the future, they exist as a minor league team now.
Oh,
as an independent league
yeah,
team.
yeah. But
I get their emails every day. All right, now I was wondering, where is New Britain?
Rip foul.
Tonight, that they've got to come for a 10:30 game, and the FCBL is taking mercy on them. They are home.
Oh, okay.
But actually, they're home against the Worcester Bravehearts. It might have been better for them if they were in
Are
Worcester.
they playing right now?
Postpone. Oh, so they even got it better. They rained out. Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
They got rained out. They're not playing tonight.
Different weather for them, huh?
No kidding.
They got hit.
And Vermont is in the top of the first, so they must have had a rain delay they must have had a rain delay out of Westfield at
Westfield.
At Bullens Field. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the western part of the state was supposed to get hit pretty hard. So, but not here. 2-2. Nice pitch.
Strike 3 called.
He got him. Medeiros is doing a great job here because what he's doing is he's eating up some innings.
Tirado goes down looking.
They need to eat up innings because they had to pull their starter in the third inning.
So what's the DraftKings odds on Joey Arache getting his first hit of the season right here?
I don't know. Let's see.
He has sacrifice flied, run batted in.
So the New Britain Bees
struck out and grounded out.
Don't have to be on a bus tonight, coming back from someplace. And in fact, they can go to bed early.
Yeah.
Because they'll be
very high to center, but playable.
Watch it carry. Watch it.
And making the play is Cole Patterson.
He makes a lot of them.
So Irachi still on the offer.
The one thing I was going to tell you about Kevin Rourke is his father, the police chief in Nashua, played for the independent league Nashua Hawks.
Oh, I remember that.
They were the prelude to the Pride.
Yeah.
It was 1 year in between.
He was a hard thrower.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Rourke was good. He also pitched for UMass Lowell.
Yeah.
So I believe they're going to do God Bless America.
Seventh inning stretch time.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
John Collins, I want to point out a fan to you.
Uh-huh.
To the left, to the right of you. He's walking down to that section that's right off home plate.
Yeah.
You see him in the white, the young boy with the long hair, long blonde hair.
Okay. I don't see him yet.
Look towards the dugout.
Oh, okay.
See him? Look towards the home dugout.
The home dugout. I see him.
You see him? Okay.
Yeah.
He did the other night. They had an air guitar contest. There was a player and him trying to play air guitar, right? Who did it the best? He went down on the ground on his back and rolled around and gyrated. He was fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
Wow.
It got the crowd all cheering, and there wasn't many people here, but he had everybody's attention. It was a scream. It really was. I cannot imagine how loud it would have gotten if he had been doing it in front of like a crowd we had Friday night, because it would have been a riot.
That's tremendous.
It was. It really was.
I wish we saw that.
Yeah, it would have been great to capture on ETV.
Do you remember what the song was, by any chance?
No, I don't.
Okay. I bet he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They must have known he had dark talents.
Don't know. I don't know.
Because.
But he's a regular, obviously.
Yeah, right.
He was here. He was here that night, and then he's here tonight. So. And he was one of the last people here. He's here late. No school, so.
Yeah.
But he was here late. So.
Will Burns had one of the hardest struck balls of the night for the Silver Knights, a base hit to right his last time up. And takes a breaking ball the top of the zone for strike one.
The other night was a double whammy, John Collins.
Yeah.
Double header and a rain delay. That's never good.
No.
Never good.
No. Cam Thomas has been good. The left-hander from Keene State came on in relief, and more zeros up on the board for the Silver Knights batters as we watch them bat here in the 7th inning. Still looking for that elusive first run. Ripped to first baseman has it. One step to his left and gloves it. Connor Scanlon. And Burns is out.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. He always hits the ball hard. Will Burns doesn't get cheated.
So Will Shaheen, I don't know if his grandmother's still in the house. I would imagine maybe she is.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
I thought I saw the daughter sitting elsewhere and no senator. So
Yeah,
sure.
if you missed it, Tom ran into the senator down in the seating area earlier. Didn't actually run into her. He politely stepped aside. And she's here to see Will play. Will Shaheen, grandson. 0-1 count. Rocks it to center, and it gets down for a hit. Will Shaheen with a solid single.
I get all her emails from her office sent to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything baseball related?
No. No.
No.
But I can tell you in the last day or so what it's been related to.
Oh, yeah. This is the great break from all that right here at Holman Stadium.
Exactly. That's
Rope to right.
It's going to drop. It's going to drop.
It drops for a hit.
And you know what?
Jack Kidwell gets it down.
I think he could have caught it.
You know what? He put the brakes on fairly early.
He put the brakes on early. I think he kept running. He catches that ball.
Tom King requires more of his fielders. Tom's Field of Dreams is a game that's got no errors and everybody makes every play.
That's right.
I agree with you.
Exactly.
You know, I think, if you're 20 years old, that's the time to run and dive, right?
Look, I mean,
take that ball off the grass.
I never played the game. I mean, obviously, I played it a little bit, but I mean, not at this level. So, I mean, it's not easy to do some of the things they're doing out there. But,
yeah.
But I'm looking at it from a strategic point, and that hit him. And now the
Benestad's on base. Hit by
you know
pitch.
what? You got one out. Who knows? But you got to get this crowd alive and start doing some things.
One swing of the bat, 4 runs.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't go for
that happened at Fenway. Was it last night? The Reds came back and beat the Red Sox with a grand slam.
Yep.
Hey, it was bugging me that the guy that was up, Encarnacion for the Reds, they were talking about how he's a 1-something hitter and like why you worried about pitching to him. And then they put a graphic up on the screen that said he was 5 for 13 with 12 runs batted in with the bases loaded. I'm like, look at that graphic. But they ignored the graphic. And now he is 6 for 14 with 16 runs batted in with the bases loaded. So even though he was like
it's a big hit.
Yeah, it was a big hit. He hit it all out of over everything in left field.
75 World Series, something I will never forget watching it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tim O'Neill went to that 75 World Series, Game 1.
Did he really?
Did you save the ticket? He had it, doesn't know where it is now. Yeah.
Tim O'Neill, for shame.
Oh.
For shame. You should know where that ticket is.
Yeah. Did the Red Sox win that game? Was that Tion?
Yes, they did.
Oh, Tion.
They did win. They did.
He got a bat. He got the bat, and he got a hit. Tion, we all remember that. With the jacket. Yeah, he scored.
7-game series.
That was a shutout, wasn't it? Yeah.
5-0, I believe it was.
5-0.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was tremendous. We all thought we're definitely going to win the World Series. Only had to wait, what, 29 more years?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the
Big Red Machine.
Obviously, the greatest World Series game ever played, as people call it, is that Game 6. The thing I liked about the World Series back then, here we go.
Ground ball, 6-4. No. And it's a ball that ends up, where did it hit? Runner stayed at first base, interestingly enough. I don't know why.
Because it bounced off the fence and could be thrown.
But nobody was going to get it. I thought he'd just go to second. But anyway.
Yeah, no, you're right.
2 runs on that.
Yep.
2 runs on that.
There is an error. You can't assume a double play, but there is an error.
That's right. So that was the second out at second base.
Yep.
But unable to end the inning, and so the Silver Knights plate 2, 7-2. And Patrick Schrake is back up there. Top of the order for the Silver Knights. See if they can string some hits together. And that's inside. Secret ingredient, again, is the hit by pitch.
Yep. But 1 runner is erased, and you've got a runner at first base, so you're kind of back to kind of a mundane situation.
Steal first move? No. 5 runs down. They're going to go.
Yep,
first move, stealing, and he is safe. Diving in ahead of no tag.
Throw to the right side, just to the right, to the left of the bag.
Yeah, so
Cole's right.
Cole Patterson showing off the wheels.
Patterson never stays at first base.
No.
Never.
Good for him.
He is always on. He just either moves on his own or somebody moves him over. The thing I liked about that World Series back then in those days.
There he
goes.
goes.
I told you.
Oh. And he's going to go back to second.
Yep. Yeah, did he do that on his own? That's what I wondered about.
I am sure he did.
Because you don't want to get thrown out.
No.
The last out of
no, I think no coach would give the steal sign to somebody.
If you're going to go,
you better
make
it. Yeah. Because if you make the third out there, you might as well just keep running out of the park. Some of the coaches I played for. Ripped to left, base hit. They're going to wave him.
No, I don't know.
They're going to hold him. He's going to almost run through the stop sign. He would have made it.
Well, that was not a good spot for the stop sign. You got to move back down a little bit more, don't you think, John?
You do, Tom.
Yeah, you really do.
Actually, I see the major league guys bend the rules a lot on that.
Yeah, they're in the field almost on a baseline.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can't miss them.
You'd
have to run by
him. Wave him in, but I didn't think the ball was too hard.
It was, but I guess he.
No, I don't think he would have been thrown out.
Yeah, he actually. Did you see what happened to it? It just. It was offline, and. You're gambling, though, in that situation. You really should be thrown out in that situation, but because then you look really bad. If he makes a good throw, you're out by a mile.
Right.
But ground ball, and that's going to
do it. He throws it away.
Right.
So
that's another reason. 2 outs, kind of gamble.
Yeah,
but
I guess so.
Yeah, but we move to the 8th, and the Silver Knights get on the board.
See, if I was a photographer down there, if I was shooting that down there, I would say definitely send him.
Yeah. Give me that photo opportunity.
Photo at the plate.
Definitely.
So the thing I liked about, since we're doing a broadcast about those World Series back in the mid-'70s, NBC always had the announcer from the the home team.
Oh, that's right. They included them. Yeah.
Dick Stockton was the one.
Dick Stockton.
Dick Stockton had the call.
He got to do the Carlton Fisk Holman.
Right, exactly.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, exactly. How about that?
Yeah, that's his most famous moment for sure. Tom, you were mentioning Dodd Stadium and the difficulties and struggles that the Norwich Sea Unicorns having right now. How are the Silver Knights with the Holman Stadium in the city of Nashua? What's the situation?
I think it's an annual renewal.
Okay, yeah. There's no such drama going on?
No, not at all.
That's good.
They have a great relationship with the city. There's nothing that's
Now pitching for the Silver Knights.
What's the difference?
They're popular.
Oh, they make money enough to cover everything, and
well, at least is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I haven't heard of any protracted negotiations with their lease.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, it's a lease that benefits both parties, from what I understand.
Now, how about Worcester?
They have a good relationship.
Worcester has the Woo Sox now to compete with. That's
well. Here's a interesting thing.
Fitton Field.
And of course, they're with Holy Cross. I mean, their lease is not with the city of Worcester; it's with Holy Cross. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're renting from the College of Holy Cross.
So they get a deal probably.
So their relationship isn't with the city of Worcester.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do with the city of Worcester.
Right.
But they have a good relationship with the Woo Sox.
Oh.
Look at their attendance. It's not bad. It tailed off a little bit the first year or two, because Worcester was always the league leading in attendance, then Vermont took that over. But the All-Star game, on Monday, that scout thing that they have and the home run derby will be at Fitton Field on Monday. The All-Star game will be played, the Futures League All-Star game will be played at Polar Park.
Oh, that's nice. That's a treat.
So I mean, you don't get that unless you have a good relationship with the Woo Sox people. And I think that was one of the benefits of the new owners. Basically.
Will Jackson Marshall be in the home run derby?
He better be.
I thought so
Kid,
too.
if you're inflicting this much pain on the rest of the league.
Broken bat looper right to Shaheen.
But you know what? He's not the only home run hitter on that team.
No,
they
right?
had a league high 22 home runs.
Ooh, yeah. The Sea Unicorns only have 6 as a team, and 2 of them by their leadoff hitter, Kenny No, leads the team.
Yep. So, I mean, Jackson Marshall is one of many on that team who can put the ball out. They spread it around.
Yeah, they had some power.
Yeah.
So Nolan Medeiros breaks a bat. Ground ball to second base. I've said that a lot tonight. Shaheen fires it in time. 2 out.
Medeiros, innings eater, doing the job.
Yeah.
No one warming in the bullpen.
No.
It's his game to finish.
It is. And we'll turn it around and do it again. Nashua TV bringing you 10:30 a.m. baseball on July 4, 2025, tomorrow morning.
This is our game to finish, too.
Yeah. John Collins along with Tom King. Got Tim O'Neill on camera next to me. Dylan Smith manning the camera down by the first base dugout.
And we missed Tim O'Neill. We did a game without Tim O'Neill, didn't we?
We did. Frank Wallen did it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Foul
It's
pop.
foul pop. That's going to be caught.
Yeah, getting down there, making the play was Zork.
Zork can play the position very well. Yep.
And cover some nice ground, and that's the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah.
So no runs scored.
That's a quick inning.
Yeah, that was quick.
Very
and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, is next to me, and Dan Young back in the studio on replays. Wish we had more Silver Knights highlights to replay for you tonight. But we will tomorrow. Promise, right? Baseball, you come back and do it again.
Perfect weather in the morning. Perfect weather.
Are you going to be able to get to sleep at a good time tonight? Or are you going to be?
Yeah, I will, because there's not a lot of stuff going on tonight, right?
Right.
The Red Sox don't play. There's no Bruins or Celtics deals in the works that I know of. So, I've already got 3 stories posted already. One of them is local, about the Holman Legends. So they all kick in at midnight. That's how it works. I post them during the day, but they don't go online. They're in the queue. And then I'll have this game and probably get a Fisher Cat story, and then go see if there's anything else on the wire to post. 3 stories at the most, and I'm done.
There you go.
An early night. And I'll have some more of my great food courtesy of John Creedon. John Creedon
really?
Jr.
You know this? You got it lined up?
Well,
it's all you saved
all leftovers.
some. Oh,
Kidding me? Can't eat
wow.
all that stuff. It's a buffet. You grab what you can and you walk out of here.
It's a buffet.
And you make sure the plate is covered so no one sees how much you have.
At Tom's house. It's Tom Buff Begwell King.
Yep.
Yes.
Exactly.
Buffet Begwell. So we have a new pitcher in the game.
Well, let's see how the Silver Knights can time them.
Yep. Lefty from Keene State did very well. I think it's number 16. Let's see. Yeah, 16. Sean Connolly. Stonehill. Freshman in the fall from Hebron, Connecticut.
All right. You're looking at him right now. Does he look like a kid who's going to be a freshman?
He looks like a senior.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 190 and still growing.
Yeah.
Tom tells me that's how it works.
Exactly, yes, right.
He's probably 18 years old, 19. A lot of these guys are 18, 19, 20. Still growing.
Somebody shooting off early fireworks.
Yeah, that startled a lot of people.
Pete Johnson's down in the concourse.
You think they were setting up for tomorrow and one got away? I don't know what the heck that was. No, it was just a private display.
That wasn't a team, no.
That was loud.
I hate those.
Yeah, we used to have these things called cherry bombs when I was a kid.
They still exist.
They were very, yeah, they do, right?
They still exist.
What was the other one, too? They called Blockbuster? I don't know. They were dangerous. They were dangerous.
Any of these things are dangerous.
Yeah.
You got to be a real pro to know what you're doing with these things.
Exactly.
So I don't try this at home.
Bottle rockets as a kid.
None of it.
Yep, that's going to be distracting. 1-0 is the count on Dylan Littlefield. As he faces Sean Connolly, hits it high to left center, but
that's gonna no. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna carry all the way, beat it as a gapper, but no, it did not.
Jack Byrne got a good jump and tracked it down. As we get past twilight into the night here at 8:16 p.m. Game started at 6 o'clock. And Ryan Strand comes to the plate. He's had an adventure in right field tonight.
And we're at the point of the year, John, when the clock is now starting to go.
Oh, don't say it. Days get shorter.
I hate that. Yeah,
Summer's over.
That. Was that Peter or was that Tim?
That was Tim.
Tim, yeah. Tim's
Pop up, right side of the infield, and it'll be
Tim
Connor
will probably tell you the
Scanlon.
world's going to end tomorrow. So that's So what happened in Chicago?
What happened in Chicago is Tim did so much walking. He took in so much stuff that he got too exhausted to move by the last day.
Tell you about my trip to Chicago.
He enjoys it. It's his vibe. Chicago's his vibe.
The one time I was in Chicago, it was December of 2000. I had pneumonia.
Oh.
It was not good.
Oh.
And I was on assignment.
I got to live out there for 5 months.
I had to, you've lived everywhere for 5 months, right? Nobody really wanted to keep you much longer.
That's right.
They usually just said, all right, Colin, let's get out of here.
I went to the Limelight Disco in the 80s in Chicago.
Yeah, I was room bound for a lot of it.
That's terrible, yeah. You'd be in a nice place and you can't leave.
I was there to interview Ted Phillips, the Bears CEO, who was a Girton graduate, and then I also, the Patriots were playing there on Sunday, so I got there on Tuesday. There was a lot of Nashua connections with that team. New Hampshire and Nashua, with that Bears team, so that's why I was out there.
I think I told you the story. I was in Chicago for the Bears-Patriots Super Bowl in 1980, January '86. I was surrounded by rabid Bears fans.
Of course.
I can still sing that song.
Oh,
You know, my name is Fridge, and I'm a rookie, and maybe
right,
young, but
right.
I'm no dumb cookie.
That
The Super Bowl shuffle.
That was one heck of a team.
Oh, it was. It was a once-in-a-lifetime team.
Once in a lifetime, yeah, exactly. Once in a lifetime team.
Singletary, his eyes bugging out of his head. This linebacker. It was all over, man. Tony Eason versus Singleton in his prime. Singletary in his prime. Forget it. He was looking places to hide on the football field. Patriots got crushed.
Hey, they pulled him after. They pulled him.
Dave Grogan went in, yeah. Strike 3 taken by Will Burns, who's had a good night hitting, but not in that at bat. As he questions the call, and the umpire tells him, no, so he's just asking for more baseballs.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. Speaking of food.
Yep, there you go. See?
From the heavens.
See? They take care of you here at home.
Yes. Get a nibble.
It's funny, I was down there the other night. John Creed said, come on, open to the front. And John, you know, Cam Cook just took a look at me and tilted his head and rolled his eye. It was the worst look anybody's ever given me. I said, okay, I'll go. Twist my arm.
Yeah.
Right? That was a long night, too.
Oh, I bet.
I had a night here at Holman.
Yeah. So we get to see the vaunted Vermont Lake Monsters next week after we see the Bees tomorrow. New Britain Bees.
The Bees.
The Bees' knees. I was sorry to see Butch hobbling that much. Butch Hobson, you said he had some kind of knee replacement complication.
Yes, he did. That's why he walks with the cane. So it makes him, you know, look a little, you know, I guess the best way to put it is makes him look older than he really is. He's only in his early 70s. He's got a lot of energy and everything else. Didn't want me to help him out of the car. Didn't want me to do anything for him. He wants to just keep moving along. There was one point where he ditched the cane. He was just moving on his own.
Yeah.
You know, so, but, yeah, that's sad, but.
It's age.
Yeah, that's exactly it, John.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, it sure is. It's got a big win over me, that's for sure. Big lead on me.
Big lead.
Big lead.
Well, the good thing for you is you have very few vices, right? You didn't smoke.
No.
Yep, got that going for you.
Yep. I rarely drink hard alcohol. I'll do a beer or wine here or there.
Very occasional.
That's about it.
Yeah. And then you get hit by a bus. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Leave it perfectly healthy. Yeah, you never know. Life is like that. But we get to be at the baseball yard together one more time tomorrow.
Well, it's one more time.
Provided you.
Let's hope it's not the last time. I mean, you putting me out to pasture already, John Collins?
As long as you set the alarm clock, right?
Yeah, I will have to set an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I got up early enough today. It was before 9 o'clock. I was amazed. I was amazed I was able to do that, but I did. Yeah.
So we move along to the top of the ninth as the Norwich Sea Unicorns probably feel like they don't really need to get any insurance runs, but.
Well, it's only a 5-run game. Anything can happen in this game, John, as you know. So that's why I'll wait for an out or two before I leave the booth to go downstairs.
Right.
In fact, the other day it was 13-5, and Nashua put like about and on Sunday, and I walked down there. They put like they put 4 more runs on the board. They put like 5 hits together in a row, you know, and it was like, oh my goodness.
Gavin O'Brien awaits the 1-1, and it's a sharp curveball over the outer edge.
Still Medeiros, I believe, right?
Yeah. Well, as you said, nobody else was warming up. No. It was his game for the duration. The 1-2 pitch to Gavin O'Brien. Ground ball to second base.
And, you know, that's Will
Shaheen.
If you want to put the star of the game, I'm giving it to Medeiros.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Silver Knight star of the game, yeah.
Yeah, because he ate up the innings.
100%.
And that's what you needed.
Calmed everything down.
Yeah, exactly.
Matter of fact, if he started the game, the way he was going, and might not give up any runs, but then he needed support from behind too.
Well, again, that's the thought with Dressler is that he's a better reliever than he is a starter.
Okay.
So, and Medeiros had been a starter.
Wrapped deep to left, and going back, and it is out of here.
Yep.
A home run to left field. So we were talking about maybe this team not hitting a lot of home runs.
Well, they did one tonight.
That was with extra authority.
Yeah.
That was Gabriel Rivera.
Yeah.
Wow, and we were talking about how he hit into the 2 double plays, grounded out to second.
Well, he's hit the ball. That means he's hit the ball hard every time, right?
227 hitter. He had 66 at bats, Tom. He had 1 double coming into this game.
Yes,
that was
the extra base hits. That's right.
1 extra base hit. That was it.
Right.
And now he's got a home run. Wow. And we also jinxed Nolan Medeiros in the process.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Right. We
gave him the MVP of the game, and then we were counting on Gabriel Rivera to hit into another double play, even though nobody was on base.
I think he'd still get it. I think he'd still get it because he just ate up the innings for him.
He'd still get it. Yeah, 1 run.
One run, yeah.
What a shot by Gabriel Rivera. I mean, I saw
the line drive home run.
Dylan Littlefield gave it a courtesy jog in left field, but he knew it was gone.
Right. I thought it was going to go off the wall. I didn't know it was,
I did
think
too.
It was going to carry that far.
Yeah. It was in ovate shape. It was an egg. He hit it so hard, and it just propelled out of here. In left to left center. Great hit by Gabriel Rivera. 8-2. Connor Scanlon. Takes one outside. The 1 ball and 1 strike. From Holmes, Pennsylvania. And foul down the right field line. Long run, but we'll have to do the 1-2 again. There's a player on the. There's a lot of New Jersey and Pennsylvania guys, Tom, that are on this team. I saw it last night.
Their locale is pretty.
Yeah, Bryce Detweiler. They have a player from Shillington, Pennsylvania, which is the hometown of Governor Mifflin. I guess that was the first governor ever in Pennsylvania. And also the hometown of John Updike, the famous author. Another foul. And you know John Updike wrote that tetralogy, the 4 books about Rabbit Run, but you know what for Boston sports fans, the most famous thing that John Updike ever wrote.
You got me.
The Hub fans bid Kid adieu.
No.
It was an essay about Ted Williams' last game. And,
didn't know that.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Well, I'm not a Boston fan.
No, you're not. But yeah, so and also
Ted Williams point a gun at me. I'm fine with if he wants to retire.
I gotta hear this.
To retire.
That's an error, a low throw from third baseman Zork, and it is a reached on an error with 1 out.
Well, I was just.
Yeah, how did Ted Williams end up pointing a gun?
I was newly hired at the Telegraph, so I automatically drew. Herm Pouliot, the late Herm Pouliot, who was the publisher, was a huge Ted Williams fan. So I guess the story was that whenever Ted Williams was in town, someone had to go talk to him. Whenever he was in the area, anywhere, in the general area.
Right.
And he was at a hunt and fishing store.
Sears?
No, it was just a private store out in Amherst. Way out in 101A. And so, I'm the new guy. You want to interview Ted Williams? Sure. So I went out and interviewed Ted Williams. And Ted Williams didn't like being interviewed. He doesn't like it. So he's talking, and he turns around, he pulls this way. What do you think of this rifle? He turns around and points it right at me.
The sports writer?
Yeah.
Sounds like him, actually.
It sure does.
Hopefully it wasn't loaded.
No, well, it was in the store. I mean, it was on a shelf. It was on a rack.
There goes the runner. He got a great running jump.
And
steals the space.
Yep. So, So
wow.
There's my Ted Williams story.
I never met Ted Williams.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, and did you get an interview at all on it?
Yeah, no,
oh, you did?
I interviewed him. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
did he say anything memorable?
Good. Yeah, I forget who was the phenom back in '86.
Oh, was it Clemens?
No,
Tim had a good guess.
There was an infielder that was fairly
big deal.
Solid, big infielder. I forget.
Yeah.
So he was talking about him and things like that. It was a good interview. I got a story out of it.
Yeah, it's good.
And another story out of it to tell, So he just wheeled around with the gun in his hand.
Boggs. He liked Boggs, right? Boggs was big in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, Wade Boggs. I went to a lot of Red Sox games when he was playing, and he was always 4 for 5. He was such a good hitter. Ridiculous. Off the wall, everywhere.
I covered a 16-inning game, and he got my vote for anything because he was a Yankee at the time, and he homered to win a game in extra innings. 16 innings on Father's Day.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, 16 innings. And I'm not a father, but I mean, still,
right.
There were other writers there that were.
There's never a good day.
And I made the classic mistake of saying, hey, this game's yeah. And Garcia Parra hit a home run in the bottom of the ninth off Mariano Rivera.
Wow.
Tied the game. 7 innings later, Wade Boggs finished it.
Hour and a half later? 2 hours later?
God, I don't know. All I know is he got
2 hours later, yeah.
Around 11 o'clock.
Wow. The 3-2 pitch on the way.
1997.
Rock to right. It's going to hang up there. It is. Strand played it well and throws it back in, so it's allowed out number 2 in the Norwich ninth. Welcome to our Hudson and Tingsboro viewers once again, if you stayed with us.
Question I have is, and you can ask this of our producer people, do we have our producer and then Tim or anybody else who knows, do we have any other extra towns watching on the holiday tomorrow morning?
Pete, do we have any extra towns watching the game tomorrow on the holiday? Not sure yet.
Okay.
Work in progress.
All right.
Grounded ball to second base. Shaheen has had a lot of work over there, and he's made all of his plays. Except for that one that gave Aiden Baglino his first hit.
Yeah.
So it is a ninth inning deficit. 8-2, the Silver Knights will be coming to bat.
Once there is one out, John Collins, I will depart my cozy little booth.
Right.
That keeps me away from you.
Yeah, as we just talked about,
right.
Improbable tie games that extended into extra innings and hours.
Well, if that happens.
6 runs.
Well, if that happens, the silver lining is a silver lining, right? It'd be a silver lining for them, but it would not be good for me.
Right.
We'll see what happens. But you can see, you feel the difference in the air already. You got this in, I'll tell you what, we can forecast all those storms. We had the big one earlier today with a lot of wind. I was thinking Dorothy and Toto were going to fly through the air. It was pretty windy, but it's the only storm we had. So maybe there may be one later, I don't know. But
so Tom, we got a graphic to help me promote, as we've been doing, tomorrow's game and next Thursday's games.
Yep.
So tomorrow morning, Tom, it's a 10:30 start.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, and tell me about the different things that are different about tomorrow than a normal game, an ordinary game.
Well, I think there were 500 tickets on the city's website. I believe that you could get. I think the city buys those tickets, and fans can get them online.
And if you don't get one of those tickets,
well, if you don't get one. Well, all kids, 12 and under for free, right?
Yeah.
12 or 13. I'm not sure what it is. One of the two ages. You have to look online, and they're admitted free no matter what. And if you show up tomorrow morning, you don't have a ticket, $5 will get you in. So
nice. And 7 innings.
Yep, 7-inning game.
Tell that to people.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means that ought to be poolside by 1 o'clock, right?
Breakfast at Holman.
Well, breakfast at Holman. Will it be breakfast
hot dogs.
at Holman? Will it be
you mean
the
donuts?
Yes, that's the question.
And then we'll be back with you on July 10th for the Thursday night game against the Vermont Lake Monsters right here at historic Holman Stadium with Nashua TV. I'm told we'll have Tingsboro tomorrow with us.
Tingsboro, great.
They're going to join Nashua ETV.
Last I knew, that is the new hometown of Al St. Louis.
Okay, and that's home to my old friend Ronnie Camille, who I met as a high school student, Nashua high school student, working at WSMN, and he stayed in the media. He's been a lot of places with that camera and with his media skills and running the show in Tingsboro these days.
Still like to have media skills, John Collins.
I don't know.
I'd love to know.
I mean, you walked in. We both walked into these control rooms where Pete is in his.
There is no way.
The maestro, the cockpit,
exactly.
And like, what does that do? I don't know.
There's so much stuff now.
I used to operate a slide pod as a radio guy. That's about all I knew.
A slide pod?
It's Pete's got the board over here. It's you slide. When he slides you up.
Well, he turns me up and turns me down.
Yeah, that's called a slide pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have to set up the phone and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
With the whatever thing I had, and it looked like I was.
And it's funny.
It looked like I had a suitcase from WSMN. It looked like I had plutonium in it. You know.
Will Shaheen is up there. He's got a 2-2 count. He just swung through that fastball. I interviewed his grandmother on a reel-to-reel at the radio station in Exeter,
Yeah, you used to work
ERZ MYF.
ERZ, yep.
Yeah.
AM or FM?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, AM and FM. Hard hit, but right at the second baseman, Arachi.
All right, John Collins, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bright and early.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom King. One out in the Silver Knights' ninth inning.
From Sacred Heart University, number 29,
Dave Zork will bat now for the Silver Knights. Dave York, excuse me, not Zork. We have Zork and a York. This is Dave York heading into his sophomore season at Sacred Heart University from Toms River, New Jersey. 6'3", 205 as he takes a strike. A breaking ball over the outer edge. Grandmother, right? Yeah, grandmother. Yeah, we're all getting older. Yeah, Will Shaheen's grandmother. Yep. Big swing and a miss. So 0-2 is the count. On Dave York. Norwich Sea Unicorns have pitched a really good game tonight. Their staff collaborating, 4 pitchers in, and all of them putting up zeros for at least a few innings. Silver Knights scored 2 unearned runs as the back end of a double play went awry, and the throwaway allowed 2 runs to score with bases loaded. But not one of the Silver Knights' best offensive efforts. York bends back from a chin music curveball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Likes to hold that bat high above the helmet and bring it down. Most batters, I think, are unaware largely of how they hold it before, how they hold the bat, because usually everybody ends up in the same spot. The hands come down to a spot where you swing from, regardless of where you start. And for Nick York, if you watch him too, by the time the ball gets there, he's got the, well, it's coming down from the shoulder, and certainly great form there by York. Just a man-eater of a ground ball ripped to the left side. That had to be over 90 miles an hour, maybe 100 miles an hour. And Gabe Rivera not able to handle it. So they're going to call that an error because they have to, but that was a tough chance, tough error. Jake Hardy to bat now, the Penn State sophomore from Sudbury, Massachusetts. Spells Hardy H-A-A-R-D-E. 2 A's in the middle there. Takes a strike over the outside corner. Silver Knights with a base runner aboard with 1 out in the 9th, trailing 8-2. Of course, the city of Nashua does their Spartans concert and fireworks thing tomorrow. One of the reasons why the Silver Knights game that starts at 10:30 has 7 innings that we will be televising is to make sure everybody's cleared out in time for the city to take over and do their thing. That hugely popular event that draws so many people every year, sells out every seat here for the show, which you can see for miles around. A lot of people drive to favorite spots for the fireworks display. You can see it from neighboring towns. 4th of July, and usually the city outdoes itself every year with that somehow. Breaking ball in the dirt, low and outside. 2-2 is the count to Jake Hardy. Tom mentioning that their opponent tomorrow, the New Britain Bees, were idle today because of a rainout down in Connecticut. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Baglino. Count goes full. Norwich was 12-17 before the start of tonight's game. And they're on pace to go, of course, 13-17. Kind of narrowing the gap a little bit between them and New Britain and the Silver Knights. Very hard to right center, and nobody's playing there. That ball's going to roll all the way to the wall. Best strike of the game for the Silver Knights by Jake Hardy. He triples, and he just barely gets there without the tag nipping him at the tail end. But Jake Hardy, the loudest hit of the night and longest, a triple with 1 out, plates the Silver Knights' 3rd run. It's an 8-3 game. Wow, the Silver Knights with something to cheer about right there. So now the Norwich manager wants to talk things over. It's a 5-run differential with just 2 outs to get, but maybe a teaching moment. For some reason, they're having a mound meeting 2 outs away from sealing the deal. There ought to be a rule. If we got lightning right now? Oh, if we went extra innings. Yeah, that would be, I mean, I'm sure it's happened in baseball history, but let's not make, well, we're at the historic Holman Stadium, so anything is possible. Holman Stadium, constructed in 1937. And there's probably been some game in its history where a team trailing by 5 with 1 out in the 9th was still able to tie it up, but it doesn't have to be tonight. Originally constructed in 37 through a generous donation from Charles Frank Holman of $55,000 that got history started. As more neighbors show off their fireworks stashes by setting them off. 307 to the famous red bricks in left, and 311 down the right field line. Fouled off to the left by Cole Patterson, the 9-hitter in the lineup. Trying to keep the line moving. Back to the top of the order, and Patrick Shrake barring a bizarre double play here with 1 out. Holman gaining national significance in 1946 as the home of the Nashua Dodgers. Ground ball knocked down at the mound, checks the runner at third and underhands it to first just in time to get the hustling Patterson. 2 outs. Silver Knights down to their last out. Was struck hard by Patterson, but right at the pitcher. And here comes Patrick Schrake. And again, Norwich gives Schrake a pretty big gap in left center, but he tends to hit it the other way. That's the pitch that he's given. That's off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be a quick turnaround tomorrow, 10:30 start. At Holman, pitch, that's low. Some umpires called a good game. There's been very little in the way of beefs at all, and from my vantage point, he's been right on the money all night. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, off the plate inside, 3-0. So could be a 2-out walk to Schrake, who'll take it. Team down by 5 with 2 outs in the 9th inning. He'll be taking this pitch all the way. That's a strike on the inside corner. Patrick leads the team in runs scored with 20. It's a tough out and got good speed. River Hart, who did not play tonight. He's got the league lead in runs batted in with 17 for the Silver Knights. Ernie Little did not play due to a back issue, still with the high average of .418. Schrake would love to score his 21st run here tonight by somehow getting on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, right at the second baseman. It is fitting that this game ends with a ground ball out to second base, as that has been the theme throughout. So the Silver Knights do score a run, but they come up 5 short. It is an 8-3 win for the Norwich Sea Unicorns on this Thursday night, July 3rd of 2025. For Tom King, Tim O'Neill, Dylan Smith, Dan Young, and my executive producer, Pete Johnson, I'm John Collins. Thanking you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early, 10:30 start on July 4th here at Holman. I'm John Collins. Good night from Holman Stadium, everybody.
It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain. It's going down, I'm your captain now. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. I'm your captain now. It's going down, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down.